Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the WPMC studios as we get you set for doubleheader action on senior night between Woburn and Lexington. We'll get it started on the boys' side, in which we have 6 seniors to recognize, those being Matt Cavino, Johnny Mugisha, Gio Desir, Sam Garrier, and Dominic Caffarella. Mugisha will probably get his first opportunity to play this season. And Zeke, I know when looking at this game, one of the opponents you are most excited to look at is Amari Moe.
Yeah, I want to talk about Amari Moe from Lexington. Boy, he is special. In my opinion, he is the best overall athlete in the Middlesex League. He won the long jump for outdoor track for the whole state as a freshman. He is the quarterback for the Lexington football team, and he is special for this basketball team. He's going to be special and one for the seniors to deal with. Boys, this is going to be a fun watch showing.
Indeed it will be. The boys looking to still get their elusive second win on the season. The Lexington Minutemen coming in at 500 at 6-6, looking to break that threshold with a win here tonight. They won the opening matchup of the season by a score of 75-61, but the Tanners were down by as much as 18 in that game and brought it back, but then towards the very end is when it all went downhill and Azapor and company took over.
Yeah, Joey, let's send it to center court to see our seniors get introduced in the starting lineup.
Number 2, Gio Desir. Number 11, Matt Cavino. And number 0, Joe Dowdy. Would everyone now please rise and remove your caps for the performance of our national anthem sung by Woburn's own Jim Caffarella. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad skies and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Back after a wonderful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner, and we are just about set and ready to go for the start of tonight's ball game. We mentioned a full senior lineup for the Tanners going in. Joe Dowdy, Gio Desir, Sam Garrier, Dom Caffarella, and Matt Cavino will be your starting 5 for the Tanners tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where senior Johnny Mugisha fits in off the bench. I mean, he's been one of the stars of the Woburn Rec League. Of course, the team manager of this team. Will he get some run tonight? We will see.
David White getting his final words in before the start of tonight's ball game as the Minutemen ready to go. And so are the Tanners as Caffarella will head right to the logo.
It's going to be exciting watch, Joey. I like to mention to our viewers, me and Joey are seniors, so this is the last time we'll be calling Woburn boys basketball, of course, girls action at 7 tonight, so stay tuned for our doubleheader. But Joey, tip us away.
We are underway, all the way back. Gio Desir comes away with it out to a running Joe Doughty, who lost control of it, and it's thrown away by Lexington, but it'll go off of Doughty, and the Minutemen will have possession. Number 4, Darren Onger will bring it up. Now he swings it back to the elbow. Inside, back out for a corner 3. That one's good, and it's a great start for the Minutemen on offense. And another whistle here.
Look for these seniors to have active hands. Really wanted this game. It's their senior night. This is all for them.
Desir gets it inbounded right to Doughty. Makes a move at the half-court line, now going inside to Big Dom. And he rattles it home for 2.
There you go, Big Dom. He's been injured for a lot of this season, but showing exactly what the Tanners have missed throughout a lot of this season. That's the center position, of course, his massive height.
Unger now swings it back out. Azapor thought about the 3, now driving in. Back outside. Another 3 goes up. That one's off the mark. And rebounded by the Tanners, and Covino will bring it up.
Shout out Dominic Caffarella, winning most unique height in the Tanners senior superlatives.
Traveling violation going against the Tanners. And the Minutemen will have another chance to extend their lead. Ball loose again. Nice hands there, but it'll stay with Lexington. Press here by the Tanners. It's able to be avoided by Azapor. Covino with some tight defense at the top of the key. Shuts down the drive. Now it goes back out. Another 3 taken there off the front of the rim. No good, and rebounded by Caffarella. Doughty goes inside to Guerrier. Now a wide open Covino in the corner. Makes a move. Back out to Doughty at the top of the key. A screen from Dom inside. And his layup rattles home again.
Dom Caffarella showing his unique height there once again as he's diving on the floor, Joey.
Ball loose, using that length to his advantage. And the Tanners force a turnover. Doughty now. Driving in, layup goes up, no good. Dom there can't get it. And here come Lexington on the fast break. Covino from behind. Knocked the ball loose.
Lexington, a team lower in the standings, of course, needing to be 500 to make it to the playoffs. So this team is still fighting for something. Whereas the Tanners, it's pretty much impossible to get back to the 500 mark.
They stand right at that 500 mark right now. It's 6-6 as the layup goes up, and it's good off the glass.
Guerrier on defense there. He needs to put his hands up to contest the shot a little bit more.
His opposing number 4, Darren Onger, with the bucket. Now Desir jab steps, loses the ball for a moment, gets it back.
Good dribble penetration from Desir there.
Going into Doughty, now inside. Caffarella, outside Guerrier, extra pass to Desir for 3, it's good!
Desir, good ball movement though. Doughty driving into the paint, finding Guerrier, who swings it to Desir. Very impressive there.
Now swings it out to the top of the key. Onger driving in, spin move back outside. Now pops the 3, no good. Fighting for the rebound. It's an offensive one by Azapor, but Guerrier gets the rejection. Covino sped it up going down the baseline, lost it out of bounds, and it's another Woburn turnover. Turnovers have been one of the things that have caused such a tough season for the Tanners, but they continue to get better as the season has gone on, as the Lexington Ball handler goes straight through the defense and gets 2 to tie the ball game up at 7.
Boy, that's an impressive finish from Charles O'Brien over Matt Covino, who was playing very good defense there.
Drive now, loose ball, and it's stolen away by Lexington, going the other way. Onger driving in with the left hand, puts it up, no good. Desir with the rebound, looking to run the fast break. He's got 2 men with him. Doughty goes up, fakes. Rather, it's no good, and that was O'Brien who's checking in for the first time tonight on that floater, but it's no good, and a whistle. They'll wave the basket off due to a traveling violation, and the Tanners take back possession.
Taking it for Woburn, number 25, Sandoval. 21, Altman. And number 10, Gio.
Altman checks into the game for the first time tonight.
Working with his partner in O'Brien. Now it's swung back to Chris Chiodo, who's into the games. Desir still in as well. Now it goes inside to O'Brien, working in the post. Gets shut down, a whistle and a foul on the floor.
Head coach David White getting back those starters in there with Samuel, O'Brien, Chiodo, and Altman in there, along with Desir, who is the only remaining senior in the game.
Altman will trigger the inbound play here. Going long for Samuel off his hands, able to fight for it and still has it. Going back across the Tanner logo. Now Samuel has it on the elbow. He's shut down, goes back out to Altman. Chiodo to Desir, back to Chiodo. And he tried to go cross court to Samuel, but it's a turnover and it's taken away by number 3, Jaden Ellison. Now it goes back to Unger on the drive, being shut down nicely by Desir. Now it goes back out to the corner. And now Altman with some one-on-one defense at the top of the key. O'Brien backs it out.
O'Brien wanted nothing of Altman there. Great defense.
Unger drives in. Desir got a piece of it, but Unger gets it back for 2.
Yeah, I think that was a great defensive possession from Woburn. Just great D, better O.
Altman looking to set up a play, goes to Chiodo. Chiodo now is able to swing it for Samuel. Samuel will shut down on the drive, goes out to Gio Desir. Cross court pass Chiodo, extra pass Altman. Now it gets back to Samuel at the top of the key. A long possession here for the Tanners. Nice passing as they're under 10 on the shot clock and a whistle.
Caffarella accompanied with Olsen, who's checking into the game for the first time. Interesting to see those adjustments coming back in. Caffarella obviously coming out with the rest of the seniors earlier, but him coming back in and Olsen provide this team with a lot of height.
We saw Caffarella get some limited minutes last week against Reading, but of course coming from his first game off the injury, you're not going to risk everything as the ball's knocked away there by Lexington and they have a breakaway on the other end and it's a layup for 2.
Turnovers, Joey. We've been talking about it all year. I don't even know if I want to waste my breath saying it at this point.
Unger gets that one there to go again. O'Brien into the corner. The floater goes up, rattles out, and it is ruled Lexington ball. 11-7 your score. An entertaining first quarter with 1:49 still left to go. Ethan Samuel will press the inbound pass. It goes to Azapor, who had a dunk in the first game against the Tanners. Now it's Nazir Mendez-Steven with control of the ball. Now it goes into the corner. O'Brien swings it for number 4, Unger. And a whistle and a foul as Azapor hits the deck.
Yeah, Joey, and let's take a look back at that game back in Lexington. The third game of the season, this Tanners team was down big early, but a couple great performances from guys like Nick DeFelice, Thomas O'Brien, Jacoby Altman got them right back in that game, but a couple threes from, like you said, Azaport and O'Brien played pretty well in that one too, and Lexington came up with a win, but it was a lot closer than the score at the end would say.
Mendes Steven rips the ball away from Altman, leading to an on-guard triple, and he got it. The Lexington Minutemen doubling up the Tanners at 14-7, 1:05 to go in the first quarter. We will take a timeout and...
Yeah, and I just want to talk to our third member of our crew, introduce him for the first time today. Hadi Bilal, what do we think of the senior festivities today? How's it feeling down there? How's the energy?
Yeah, the energy is definitely exciting here. There's a lot of parents in the stands, all excited for their seniors. Immediately off the bat, we got some good high scoring from the seniors on the court at the time, but unfortunately the lead kind of got away from them. Overall, it's nice to see the seniors go out there and play, probably the last ever game on home court, but all in all, I think now the focus is just trying to win the game. You know, this is the team that you did beat early in the season, that one win, and that could actually help mentally, but overall now it's just trying to see if you can win the game.
Yeah, definitely, Hadi, and the Tanners still very much in striking distance at this point, only down 14-7, and that's been another one of their struggles this season, is starting out slow, which leaves you with a deficit that's almost too large to come back from, no matter how much you improve from quarter to quarter.
Yeah, and as this season winds down, Joey, it's nice to look at the negatives, and there's a lot of negatives, don't get me wrong, but it's always about taking the positives out of what's going on, and obviously they're not going to make the playoffs. That's very far gone, but how can they improve into next season? This is a very young team, so it's going to be fun to watch them tonight.
Caffarella gets it back out to Samuel with under a minute to go now. Samuel looking to go one-on-one, drives in, the left-handed layup is good. A nice isolation move there.
Yeah, great move by Ethan Samuel to penetrate into the paint. Left-handed layup, good stuff from the young freshman.
Azaport with a jab, now goes out to O'Brien, now back inside. The drive by number 11, that is Sam Meyerberg, the sophomore. Jump ball. Lexington will have it underneath their own basket with 28.6 to go. Unger takes the deep three. Too strong, rebounded by the Tanners.
Unger, the shooter of the three that hit earlier when pretty wide open, just stepped right in there and took a three.
Samuel drives right through again. A beautiful pass to Desir, but we've got a whistle.
Want to point out, Joey, that it was a tie game, 7-7, when the seniors came out of this one. So pretty impressive showing from the seniors to be tied to a team that's 500.
All the way back, and it's a nice layup there to extend the lead. Under 10 seconds to go. Altman will have to fire one. He does so. Off the rim, no good. And after 8 minutes of play, 16-9, your score in favor of the Lexington Minutemen.
Yeah, and it's pretty much been an avalanche since that 7-7. It's 7-2, my bad, 9-2 run to be exact, and it's been not the greatest showing from the Tanners as soon as those seniors came out. But Joey, let's talk a little bit about Lexington so far.
Something I was looking into for Lexington was number 10, Ryan Azapor. Obviously, he's that bigger frame guy, which is someone that they struggled with last week against Reading in that post presence. And we also talked about Dom Caffarella, who's getting some more minutes tonight, obviously on senior night. He played very limited minutes in that Reading game, but when he did, he was able to have that post presence.
Yeah, and I want to go down to our third member of our crew again, Hadi Bilal. And Hadi, talk about 7 turnovers. How can they keep the ball?
Yeah, I think you made it very clear early on the broadcast when you said it's kind of a waste of breath to talk about that, but it's kind of been a theme of the team the entire season, but it is something they're going to have to deal with, and I think Coach White has definitely factored that into his game plan in some sort of way, but there's also a point I want to make. Zeke, you also made this point that it was tied 7-7 when the seniors were brought out off the court, and now it's kind of brought a 9-2 run from Lexington, so maybe that was the right starting lineup. You never know, but I'll send it back to you guys.
Covino now set to inbound. Thank you, Hadi, for those thoughts as he gets it back to Altman. Altman drives in, lost control of the ball. Now going the other way on the fast break is Lexington. No whistle, but the rebound is good. And once again, Lexington doubling up the Tanners. Jamari Francois and Mikey Sullivan in the game for the first time tonight, and another whistle.
Yeah, Altman turned the ball over. Great defense on the shot, but none of his teammates back to help him rebound the basketball, and it's a put-back layup, and Lexington brings it to 18 points. Stuff like that is what's defined this team negatively so far this season.
Altman with another chance now. We'll bring it up going one-on-one with the defender Onger. Swings it out for Covino, who goes inside to O'Brien. Shut down on the post. Now looking to drive through. No good. Rebounded by Lexington. And it goes out to Meyerberg in the corner, who looked to save it, but it goes right in the hands of Francois. You can see the pace on Francois going right through the team and scoring.
Yeah, Boise fast lightning from Francois there to get coast to coast for that layup. Camera couldn't even move fast enough to grab that.
The left-handed three by Lexington is rattled off the mark, no good, and Altman comes away with the rebound. Outlet pass up ahead. Sullivan inside, no good. Unger calls out the play to his teammates. Here comes the screen from a teammate, and instead Unger goes right through and floats that one up. It's good. Azapor set the screen to give him the lay-in to the basket.
Yeah, good move from Unger right past Altman to get to the rim and over Altman once again. Sullivan for three here.
Covino with a nice pass to set up the Sullivan three.
Yeah, good ball movement there. Once again, Matt Covino causing havoc in the paint, kicking out to his friend Mikey Sullivan for three.
Meyerberg drives in and a whistle. Foul called. Foul goal on number 11, Matt Covino. Chris Lapone will inbound it. He goes to Azapor, who drives in, spins back the other way. Nice post defense, but Azapor is too strong, going off the glass.
Yeah, Azapor has been a great player for this team so far. Driving into the paint, he's been great.
Altman misses the layup on one end. Now going back the other way is Mendez Steven, who floats it up for a teammate. It's deflected. Covino tried to save it, but it'll stay with the Minutemen. 22-14 and 5:46 to go in the first half.
Great effort from Thomas O'Brien there to try to save the ball. Shows how much this team still wants it.
Azapor drives in, layup short. Extra rebound is good for two. And it's a double-digit lead for the Minutemen as David White will elect to take a timeout.
Yeah, and that's a good timeout when you go down 10 points in a game that's pretty close in comparison, but down 10 points early in the second quarter, it's not something you want to see, but let's go down to the third member of our crew, Hadi Bilal. Talk a little bit about David White. If you were David White in this situation, what would you be telling your team and specifically your seniors?
You say about how we kind of need to speed it up now. You know, I know I've said in the past about trying to slow things down and take it at like 1 second at a time, one possession at a time, finding the right guys, open guys. But right now, if you want to set a tone for the rest of the game, it's only early in the second quarter. You got to start playing fast, especially off the break, and even still get the balls to the right playmakers at the right time. So I'd probably be talking about playing fast, but a controlled sort of fast. So do not just force anything, but I did see some great plays going straight into the paint. Lanes were created and a couple layups were made. A few early, the first 4 points I believe of the game of Dominic Caffarello, those are great 4 points. If he can replicate that and if he gets back on the floor at some point, then that would be great. But otherwise, playing fast is what I'd probably tell the kids right now.
Yeah, and Hadi, I really like your point there. The Tanners offense was clicking when Dominic Caffarello was on the floor. As another turnover from Woburn.
Caffarello
has been the spark for this team.
The three goes up for Lexington. It's off the mark. Offensive rebound by Mendez. Steven, who lost it going the other way. He gets it back. Now has to fire it deep down court to save the possession as a pour inside. Finds a triple team. And a whistle on a jump ball. Great energy from the Tanners on the bench there. Everyone, or just about everyone, standing up in celebration.
And for Woburn, number 25, Samuel.
Ethan Samuel checks back in here with 5:04 to go, 24-14 from Carl J. Torres Gymnasium here on WPMC. And a whistle off the ball prior to the inbound pass.
They're going to call it on Mendez Stevens, I believe, here on the push. Or will they call it on a Woburn player? Unbelievable here. Wow.
You saw the reactions of the bench switch with the snap of a finger.
That's an unbelievable call from the referee.
Yes.
Foul called on each team for Woburn, number 25, Samuel, for Lexington, number 5.
They will both pick up a foul. That's Ethan Samuel and Nazir Mendez Steven.
Reminded me of that incredible offensive foul at James Harden on Marcus Smart in that Rockets game back in the day.
O'Brien now on the wing, goes inside, ball loose. He gets his own pass back. Goes all the way to the corner, but it's a little outside and out of bounds. Did they rule a deflection? And yes, they did, which means Lexington still has possession. Unger now drops his defender, and Samuel pulls the three, can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Cavino, who's in the right place at the right time. Ahead to Francois, looking to get it to Sullivan rather, but Unger ripped it away.
Yep.
Unger goes one-on-one with Francois, drives right by, floats it up front of the rim, and an offensive foul.
Every day, every game, Thomas O'Brien charge foul. It's like as common as a turnover for this team. A Thomas O'Brien charge foul and a turnover on the other end. I mean, those are two things that you can bet on every game from this team.
Francois will inbound it to Samuel with O'Brien in the backcourt.
Good stuff from Thomas O'Brien. He's been, I think, the main spark for this team this season. We talk about the positives. He's exactly what a positive is defined as for next season as a junior.
You look ahead, Altman and O'Brien will have one more year to work together next year with under their second year under David White. O'Brien makes a nice catch there, but a whistle. And Zeke, talking about this team as a whole, there weren't a ton of expectations because you didn't know exactly what to expect in your first year under new head coach David White.
Yeah, I think there were not many expectations, but I think this was very unexpected to have only one win. There are some games that just got away from them, and some games that were just pure domination from teams that you didn't think could ever dominate a Woburn Tanners basketball team.
Corner three goes up, no good, rebounded by O'Brien, who dribbles through O'Brien, but it's Cavino who comes from behind and gets it ahead to O'Brien. Can't finish on the other end. Still loose. Matt Cavino with a Jose Alvarado type steal on that one.
Yeah, good call, Joey. But I want to go back 2 years ago when Tom Sullivan retired as head coach of the Woburn Tanners, and he brought success for about 20 years to this Woburn Tanners basketball program. 2 years with Randy Parker, one playoff appearance, and then last year wasn't the greatest. Of course, he leaves, and then Woburn hired David White. So just a lot of moving pieces in the last few years, not really providing a place for a coach to settle and a program to stabilize.
O'Brien knocks down the first of his free throws as we make some substitutions. Altman and DeFelice, your guard pairing, with O'Brien and Caffarella on the inside, and Sullivan will be your other forward. Second free throw, no good, and Onger will be guarded by Sullivan. Goes into the corner for Meyerberg inside, whistling a foul. Altman will pick up the foul. That's only his first.
Desir and Caffarella back in the game. I thought Desir played pretty well. He hit that 3 early, and Caffarella, of course, with the 4 points.
O'Brien's foot was on the line on the catch, and he will turn the ball over. Tanner's with a chance to cut into this 9-point deficit.
Yeah, they've got a good lineup in here. Desir, Caffarella, Altman, DeFelice, and Sullivan.
3 guards, a forward, and the big man, Dom. Altman on the elbow, floats it inside for Dom. Looking to assert his dominance in the post, and he's got it on the second chance. The first layup didn't go. He's right there to clean it up.
That move by Caffarella, take him in the paint, one ISO, one-on-one, looks a little bit like Shannon McCarthy.
O'Brien tried to cut in, but Caffarella's there to meet him with a block, but they're going to also call it a foul, as it wasn't all ball, but Caffarella definitely got a piece of it.
He's going to blow the roof off this thing. Caffarella, that was a very good move back there on that last play. Getting ISO one-on-one, isolating his defender, and using that spin move to get an open look. And, of course, with his height, he gets the rebound, puts it back up and in.
O'Brien floats the first one in. 3:17 to go, 25-17.
Yeah, Joey, and like we talked about the one win, that's another one of those mind-boggling things you consider, that you have a 6'8" player on your team in the sport of basketball, and he's not playing a lot of minutes throughout the season.
And to think the Tanners started the season 1-0 and then have dropped 13 straight from that point on.
A lot of things, Joey, a lot of questions to be answered during this offseason.
Whistle blows and a foul called. And Zeke, I remember us talking preseason. There were some things that excited us about this team. It was a new style of basketball from this team that we weren't used to seeing.
Yeah, and it all started with their first preseason win against St. Mary's. A team in St. Mary's who went to the D3 state final and were the runners-up. Woburn, they came into Woburn High School on a Saturday morning, and Woburn picked them apart. I mean, Matt Olson had a big game. Mikey Sullivan was hitting 3 after 3. This team looked great, but once the season started, it looked like all those teams during the preseason were bluffing a little bit, because during Fall League, this team was also undefeated.
Caffarella knocks down both, making it 26-19. Meyerberg goes outside. The 3 goes up, it rattles out, and Caffarella starts the break, going ahead to Altman. Now DeFelice thought about the 3, instead drives in, out to the corner to Sear for 3. It's good!
Desir's feeling it on senior night. 2 threes tonight for Giovanni Desir.
O'Brien now looks to answer. Instead, he gets it out to number 2. That is Chris Lapone. And now it goes outside for a Lexington 3. No good. Nice move there by Onger to shy it away. Desir, and he gets 2.
Yeah, great defense by Desir. Just really great offense there by Onger. But like we said, Joey, they've cut it down to 6. This is the lineup that's got them back. Will David White stay consistent and stick with this lineup? And a good move there by Altman.
He'll get to the line for 2. And I mentioned the term earlier, Zeke, in striking distance. The team very much still in striking distance. Only down 6, 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, and the 2 guys that I believe have gotten them back in there are 2 seniors, Giovanni Desir and Dominic Caffarella. So will they be subbed out, or will they be kept in because they've done the job to get them back in this lead?
Altman can't get the first free throw to go. Deficit stays at 6.
And of course, I talked about him at the top of the show, but we're here to report to you that Amari Mao is injured for this one. So a big point there for the Tanners. They can go get this one if they play tough. Of course, another one of Lexington's players at the beginning of the season, one of their better players, also getting injured, out for the season. So 2 guys that Lexington are missing tonight. Can the Tanners capitalize?
The Tanners also didn't see Amari Mo on the gridiron last year, as he was also out at that point as well. Altman goes 1 of 2 from the line, but that still doesn't take away from the athletic ability that Amari Mo does possess, and he still has multiple years to prove that in the Middlesex League.
Oh yeah, just a sophomore.
Onger pulls the 3 and knocks it down right in the face of his defender, O'Brien.
Onger's having a game today. He's hitting tough shot after tough shot.
Onger up to 16 points now as Doughty goes outside to Sixbury, and he misses the 3 offensive board. Ripped away but from Olsen, and now going the other way are the Minutemen, and O'Brien knocks down the layup to get the lead back up to 10, and just like that, the Tanners back down double digits. Joe Doughty with some speed, Euro steps through the defense for 2.
Yeah, fantastic move by Joe Doughty. He had a guy in the corner, but he felt he had the confidence to get past 2. Euro step in the lane. Good move from the senior.
O'Brien shut down in the post, has to give it up to Onger, who's able to fight through the defense and score 2 himself. Doughty will slow it down a little bit now.
Onger up to 18 points, more than half of the team scoring today.
Now he goes to the corner, but that pass is deflected before it can get to Sixbury, and it'll go out of bounds.
Stay tuned for the matchup we have today at 7. The 4th best team in the state in the Woburn High School girls and the Lexington girls at 5th in the state. Boy, that's going to be a fun matchup today, Joey.
Yes, indeed. The Lexington Minute Woman starting at 10-3 currently. They lost a matchup to the Winchester Red and Black. And of course, you saw that matchup again for the Tanners as well, as the 3 goes up by Olsen, and it's good.
This last possession on defense for the Tanners, key to take this momentum. Anything Lexington can take here, it's a steal here.
Going the other way, Chiodo driving in, and he got it for 2 to cut the lead to 5.
I'll say it again, last 15 seconds are important here on Tanners for defense.
O'Brien now in the corner, and it's a foul given up by Chiodo.
Chio so annoyed with himself there as O'Brien went for the drive. Chiodo undisciplinedly grabbed there, and O'Brien's going to the line. Of course, did not want that.
That 5th foul does denote the bonus thanks to the new high school rules. For those of you interested in the Senior Day festivities, those will be taking place in between the 2 matchups tonight, which we will have coverage of on this current stream.
Of course, 6 senior boys and 4 senior girls. It's a great senior class on both sides.
O'Brien makes 1 of 2, making the lead 6 points. The Tanners have 7.5 seconds to get one final shot off. Doughty with some speed, overhead pass to Olsen for 3. Rattles out. Tanners can't get another shot off before the buzzer, but we've got a very entertaining first half of basketball. Your score 36-30 in favor of the Minutemen after 16 minutes of play.
And yeah, Joey, this first half was pretty good from the Tanners, bringing it within 6 points. And when this team was in Lexington playing, it was a very different story. The Woburn Tanners are down big at halftime, but it's been impressive from them so far. So it's key to see how they start. It's how they start that second half is what defines their performance going into it, Joey.
Speaking of that start of the second half, if we could go down to the 3rd member of our crew, Hadi Bilal. Hadi, what do you think are some of the things that the Tanners do need to focus on coming out of those first few minutes of the second half?
Yeah, when we were watching this first half, it kind of felt like it was I know how good they were playing, but it was kind of like a 2 steps or 1 step forward, 2 steps back sort of thing, because every time they kind of got close, Lexington just ended up getting a few fast plays and then ended up widening the lead. Right now it's at 10, but what Zeke said, or you guys just said right before the half ended, or just now, is they need to come out of the halftime playing nice and fast. They need to be playing with an up tempo. They need to be playing with a chip on their shoulder as well. They want to win this game. They have to come out of the halftime. They have to earn it, by the way. So I'd say playing fast right out of the gate is very important for them. They're gonna show if they want it or not right after they come after halftime.
Yeah, definitely not anything different than what the Tanners have had to work on throughout this season. Of course, keeping those turnovers down can result in more possessions and hopefully more points for the Tanners. But for now, we'll take a break and be back with you a few minutes before the start of the second half for some final second half thoughts and also some first half stats. But we'll take a break here on Woburn Public Media Center for now. Back here on WPMC as we approach the start of the second half, your score 36-30 in favor of the Lexington Minutemen, rather. And Zeke, as we take a look at the first half stats, what stands out to you most?
Yeah, 100%. And I take a look at the first half stats, and you look at the kid I was talking about earlier, the senior, Dominic Caffarella, the winner of the superlative most unique height, 8 points, 3 rebounders. He's been the spark for this team on senior night, of course, the senior. You look at a guy, Gio Desir. He's keeping the Tanners in this one. Those 2 threes really helping them from deep. And those are 2 out of the only 3, 2 out of 3 of the only 3 threes that the Tanners have hit today. And Olsen and Sullivan have provided sparks as well. But the Tanners, 10 turnovers. Joey, I don't even really have to say much more about that.
Again, turnovers have been the Achilles heel all season long for the Tanners. And as I mentioned before we went to break, if they can keep those turnovers down, it results in more possessions and more opportunities to score the basketball.
Yeah, and it's turnovers and rebounds. I think rebounds is another issue, and we'll go down to our third member of our crew here. Hadi, tell us a little bit about how Tanners can rebound the basketball and get those second chance points.
Yeah, no, it's mostly about that, and I'm gonna add on with what you said about the turnovers and rebounds. Is, like I said before half, they gotta play fast. And one thing I kind of saw down here on the court was that a lot of the times when they're on the offensive side of the ball and they're getting cornered and they lost their dribble, there's a bunch of Lexington guys all around them, and instead of trying to make a play from there, they're always looking to see if they can pass the ball around or try to give the ball up to somebody else. But usually those sort of plays kind of make mistakes there in high stress situations, and that I think is ultimately leading to a lot of their turnovers. But yeah, that's what we've seen on the court so far.
Yeah, Hadi, I totally agree. And the Tanners need to go out fast. Like I talked about before, they need to get out fast. You know, you're down 6 in a game that's pretty equal, but Lexington hit a couple of threes early, and it's next thing you know, it's a 20-point game. So the Tanners need to work hard on this one.
Back just about set and ready to go underway. Ethan Samuel will inbound it for the Tanners, gets it to Jacoby Altman. Covino now drives in, now going back out. Instead, it gets stolen away by Onger, who drives right through the defense and can't finish. Loose ball. Desir comes away with it.
Strong rebound from the senior there.
Wide open, Jacoby Altman, step back. 3 is short. Almost flies in for his own rebound. Instead, Unger gets it nearly ripped away, but instead it's a foul call.
Altman's been talking about shooting the basketball more, driving into the paint, being more confident with his jump shot. He looks so there, just didn't get it to fall.
O'Brien now will take it up. Or rather, that's number 2, Lapone. Now it goes back to Unger, back outside. O'Brien now drives in, inside it goes. Tough layup goes for the Minutemen to get the lead back up to 8. Covino swings it into the corner. O'Brien looking inside for Desir. It went off his foot and out of bounds, and it's Minutemen basketball. O'Brien inbounds it to Lapone. Guarded by Samuel, and a whistle off the ball.
Samuel's still trying to find his stride in this Tanners team. He started a lot of games, got a lot of minutes, but he needs to continue to show the progression if he wants to be one of the best players in the Middlesex League when he becomes a senior and even a junior.
Samuel swings it back for Altman, going back to Ethan Samuel now on the drive. Backs it out into the corner, looking for Thomas O'Brien. Altman now setting up, gets it back to Ethan Samuel, playing catch with Altman. Now Samuel tries the three, it rattles out. Offensive rebound, O'Brien goes up for two.
O'Brien with that rebound, offensive rebound there, really giving Lexington a taste of their own medicine as they've been getting a ton of offensive rebounds on the other end.
Mendez-Steven guarded by Samuel. Now Azapor guarded by O'Brien. O'Brien takes a spill, but it'll be a traveling violation going against Azapor.
O'Brien, I thought it was another charge taken from the big man there, but obviously not, as a travel there, and Tanners get possession once again.
Zeke, you mentioned it, and you couldn't be more right. O'Brien seems to be averaging about a charge a game at this point. Ball goes back to O'Brien. Samuel now on the opposite elbow, ball loose off the hands of O'Brien, and Mendez-Steven now the other way. Backs away in the post. Now a drive, back to Mendez-Steven for three. He's short, and it'll go off of Francois and out of bounds.
And I want to give a quick shout out, Joey. Of course, this is our last boys game. Quick shout out to all the grandpas, grandmas, aunties, and uncles watching from around the country. We appreciate you, and we feel your love.
Mendez-Steven swings it for Meyerberg. Three is off the mark. Caffarella board. Samuel back to DeFelice, top of the key near the Tanner logo. Looking for Caffarella, instead he's cut off by the defender, and he goes right to the basket, no good. Caffarella comes away with the board. Nice move by Azapor, he had everything but the finish. Samuel wide open in the corner for three, you bet! To cut their lead to three with 4:50 to go. Mendez-Steven coming the other way. Meyerberg now. Nice behind the back dribble and a spin move to get by Samuel. What a beautiful move to get two.
Boy, that was filthy, Joey. And the Tanners starting this half out very fast, but that was a filthy move to respond to that three from Samuel.
Caffarella comes away with that one, and another three is long. Caffarella offensive board and gets two. He is just too big.
And you wonder where that was all season long. And Lexington came in here thinking, oh, we're not going to see Caffarella tonight. He hasn't been playing all season. But here we go again. Dominic Caffarella. He was almost built to do something like this.
Whistle and a timeout, and the Tanners go into the break. 4:13 to go, 40-37, and they have all the momentum.
Yeah, Joey, and I want to go down to the third member of our crew here. How is Hadi Bilal's height affecting this game? Might as well, Dominic Caffarella's height affecting this game.
Yeah, no, 100% is affecting the game very tremendously. We see the momentum shift. We can see it in the bench themselves. Everyone's excited. Everyone's cheering. We're fortunate or unfortunate enough to see Dom not play enough for most of the season, but when we finally see him back on the court, we finally see him making these amazing plays, and how he's just using his height to his advantage and making plays all around the court, and especially underneath the rim in the paint. But it's a sight to see. It's a sight to see. Zeke.
Yeah, 100% Hadi. And of course, Hadi, you're a man with great height and stature, but we're talking about Dominic Caffarella today. But boy, what a performance he's had so far. And this lineup's continued to get them back in this game and keep them in this game. So David White needs to stick with what he's doing right now, because it's been successful against a team that's, like we said, 500 in the Middlesex League.
Back, ready to go underway with 4:13 to go, left in the third, 40-37, of course, your score. Tanner's back within three. Desir now driving in. Nice defense, but he fights through it and gets two.
That's a big boy move from Giovanni Desir there to fight his way into the paint. They knew he was a shooter, but he got that muscle too.
Meyerberg now driving in, looking to answer, and Caffarella with a massive rejection. Back the other way, Olsen for the lead. No good.
Boy, what a block from O'Brien on the other end, and Olsen, if he hit that three, Joey, the roof would have blown off.
Unger driving right back, and Desir picks up a foul, and he can't believe it.
Questionable call there, and I totally disagree. And yeah, we're hearing Hadi Bilal in our ears saying all ball, and I totally agree. And yeah, Giovanni is here right to be angry there.
Even with the 2 free throws, Tanners remain in 1 possession game.
Checking in for Lexington, number 2, Woburn.
One of 2 from the line, making the score 41-39. And another whistle and a substitution coming for the Tanners. Samuel gets it now, and he'll bring up the ball. Driving to the basket, got a lane! High arcing layup, no good. Rebounded by Mendez-Steven.
Good hard drive from Samuel there, but can't convert. Kind of a wild layup there from the young freshman.
Unger now guarded by Desir once again. Makes a move. Step back 3 is short. Flying in for the rebound was Lapone.
Once again, great defense from Giovanni Desir to affect the shot there.
Samuel knocked the ball loose from Mendez-Steven. Waiting for a signal. Backcourt violation. And the Tanners take back possession.
Wow, Samuel there, great defense. Just causing ultimate problems there for the Minutemen. And he is one to look after on the defensive end. Boy, he's been great this season on defense.
Swarming. Absolutely swarming defense.
That's a perfect adjective to describe it, Joey.
Desir will inbound it from half court, getting into the aforementioned Samuel. Guarded by Lapone, now a swing for the 3, and it's the lead for the Tanners.
Mikey Sullivan, that's another one of those players you haven't heard his name of a lot this season, but boy has he shown up in big moments. 2 threes today.
O'Brien looking to answer, it doesn't go. Caffarella with a massive rebound. Samuel gets it back, slows it down. Works the dribble handoff with Sullivan, who pulls up and knocks it down. A massive 5-point swing, single-handedly done by Mikey Sullivan. Tanners lead by 3. Loose ball, Mikey almost dove in and got it. O'Brien out to Mendez-Steven. Thought about the 3, now backs it out for Azapor. O'Brien pops the 3. It's long and out of bounds. Tanners take back possession. Just listen to this crowd.
Oh my goodness, and the crowd, like you said, responding to this incredible defense that the Tanners are playing. But boy, Mikey Sullivan has been special. The 3 in transition, that was big, and wow, that dribble handoff play was just great. Just using that screen to his progression and hitting that quick jumper. Hadi, let's go down to you and tell us a little bit about what you're seeing from the young junior Mikey Sullivan.
Yeah, Mike Sullivan making those 2 amazing plays on back possessions. First with the great 3, and then with the jump shot in the second one. But overall, I think the bench is totally feeling it. I mean, if I thought the Reading game when it was close and the anticipation was like very high, this is even better. This is even better. Everyone's into it. The crowd's bigger. The crowd's very much into it. Woburn has all the momentum right now. It's just a matter of playing controlled and doing as best you can to keep the ball in your hands. Don't turn the ball over like we did. Try to force any plays, like I've said, but overall, just a great showing these last few minutes.
Yeah, Howdy, playing with a lead is something that the fans aren't used to seeing very much, and you could see the increase in energy on that last 5-point swing by Sullivan.
Yeah, Sullivan has been great today, and that energy is really kicking him on. As when you get guys like Sullivan who haven't played a lot this season, and get guys like Caffarella who've helped out with guys like O'Brien and Samuel who've had great seasons so far, it just combines into this nice gel of players.
Desir swings it to a dribble handoff for Samuel, who's looking to work on O'Brien. Now backs it out behind the volleyball line. Another dribble handoff to Desir. Swung for Sullivan, who thought about the three, now steps into it. It's short. Offensive board, Desir. His floater, no good. Caffarella fighting for it on the ground, loose still. A scrum and a jump ball is whistled for. David White out onto the court, as you saw there. Referees point towards Lexington, and they will have possession with 1:15 to go in the third.
That swarm, Joey, you can tell they want this game bad. You can just see it in their attitudes, their mentalities right now. It's evident.
Minutemen get it in to Lapone, who's working one-on-one against Sullivan. Now a swing into the corner. Outside. The drive. Back out to Lapone, now in top of the key. It's number 11, that is Sam Meyerberg. Now it goes back out to Unger inside. Now a swing back to O'Brien. His drive is good for two.
Charles O'Brien has provided a nice touch for this Lexington team, really keeping them in this on the defensive end, but they're on the offensive end providing some scoring.
Samuel gets fouled by Meyerberg.
Samuel checking out of this one, and he's had a great couple minutes for this team. Of course, Altman checking back in.
Tanners will inbound near their own bench with 35.2 to go. Altman swings it for Sullivan. Working on the elbow, using a screen from Caffarella. Back to Altman. Guarded by O'Brien. Caffarella switches the screen. Now a swing to O'Brien. Jacoby sets up another play with Caffarella, who dives right to the basket. Altman in no hurry as we go under 10. Shot clock and game clock pretty much even. Sullivan on the drive. Lost control of the ball. O'Brien has to heave it. And it's no good. And the Tanners will go into the fourth quarter with a lead.
Those words we have not said a lot this season, Joey, and it just brings a smile to my face here as the Tanners go into the fourth quarter with a lead. And let's talk about where that has come from. That has come from the seniors on senior night. That has come from Gio Desir. We've talked about it all night. Of course, those 2 threes, but something we haven't mentioned yet is the offensive rebounding he has had. I mean, I lost count of how many times he's challenged an offensive rebound, but a couple times he's actually came down with the offensive rebounds. But also, Dominic Caffarella, 10 points and 7 rebounds in this one. And of course, the junior star, Mikey Sullivan, with 8 points in his own.
Sullivan tied with Desir, another senior, as we mentioned. And Zeke, I'm so glad that you said that, because playing on senior night, that just has a whole different energy to it for all these seniors.
Oh yeah, Joe, and I've felt that before. But let's go down to the third member of our crew, Hadi Bilal, who's played in a senior night of his own. Hadi, talk about that experience and how much energy you get from that.
Tennis or your football team or the basketball team, senior night is it's just something special. There's something special in the air, special in the buzz. And you know, these players, the seniors, realize this is the last time they're going to play a home basketball game on their own home court. So it kind of brings that mentality of they want to defend that court, they want to leave the court as a winner. So overall, you could definitely see that energy in all the players. Even for the players who are not seniors, they want to play for the seniors. And that's been the message so far, I think, on the sidelines. That probably hasn't been verbal, but it's definitely in everyone's minds. But overall, this is uncharted territory for this Woburn team, who hasn't led for a lot of time this season. But it's going to be interesting what they're going to come up with in this last crucial quarter.
Thank you, Hadi. And the pass by O'Brien is stolen by Lapone. Now going the other way are the Minutemen. Unger drives in, and an offensive foul.
O'Brien, he saw that one coming from a country mile away. He was standing there. The Lexington player was driving. It looked like from half court, and O'Brien was standing there. And O'Brien's just so good at taking the charge and giving the Tanners life here, as it looks like their offense has died down a little bit. They need to figure out a way to get it back up and running.
Samuel will work the ball handling, gets it to O'Brien at the top of the key. O'Brien swings it back to Ethan, who pulls the three. A little bit long and rebounded by Unger. Unger running straight through the defense, gets it out to Charles O'Brien, who drives in. Through contact, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Gio Desir. Desir slows it down. Cross-court pass. Sullivan with the ball handle now, gets it out to Samuel, who is in no rush with 22 seconds still on the clock. The shot clock, that is. O'Brien looking for somewhere to go, gets it back to Ethan Samuel, and now sets a screen. Desir thought about the three, now goes inside to O'Brien one-on-one. The left-handed layup is short. Desir tried to tap it in. O'Brien gets it back and is fouled without getting the layup, but I'll have a chance to extend the lead from the charity stripe.
Yeah, those two guys down there in the paint, Gio Desir and Thomas O'Brien, fighting so hard to get that offensive rebound. O'Brien missed the shot, good move inside. But him and Desir fighting for that board, and O'Brien came down with it, and now he's at the line for two.
O'Brien can extend the lead to 3 with 2 makes here. The first one is straight through the nylon. That is the 4th point for O'Brien, looking to make it 5, and it'll be a big 5th point if converted. It is good. O'Brien goes 2 of 2 in a massive moment from the line.
Dominic Caffarella checking back into this game, providing a lot of height and scoring for this Tanners team.
Lapone gets a screen from Azapor. O'Brien now. Swung for Meyerberg, whose three's off the mark, and it rattles all the way back out to mid-court. Ball loose, a fight for it, and it's out of bounds, and it'll point towards the Tanners.
Looked like the whole court tumbling down. I mean, every player diving loose ball after loose ball, and the Tanners showing that they want that 50-50 basketball a little bit more than Lexington right now.
Altman ready to go one-on-one with his defender now, setting up a play. Caffarella comes with a screen, rather that's O'Brien, who will set the cross screen, and Caffarella will stay in the post, swung for Samuel. Now Desir, step back move, short on the jumper, no good.
Yeah, Desir's feeling it right now, especially with the shooting touch, but he's got to recover here on defense.
Lapone gets it outside to Onger, who drives in, lost control of the ball. It's Woburn basketball.
You can tell this is powered, this game and this performance is powered by the players and especially powered by the seniors, and specifically Gio Desir. Boy, has he been incredible.
Altman slowly moving it along. Backs away from Mendez. Steven Azapor gets a switch, and it's a nice move. And a whistle is blown.
Altman turning over the ball there at half court, providing a lane for Lexington. That's exactly what you don't want to do, up 3 in a big game like this.
Lexington now with another opportunity inside. Azapor goes now out, now goes back outside to Meyerberg, who drives in. Altman got a piece of it, but it'll stay with the Minutemen with 23 seconds on the shot clock.
Of course, depending on if Woburn win this game, we'll have Hadi Bilal to interview one of our players, maybe Gio Desir, maybe Matt Cavino, maybe Don. We'll get a senior, maybe the coach even for the first time this season. But let's talk a little bit more about how the Tanners are going to get that win. Let's go down to our third member of our crew, Hadi Bilal. Hadi, talk about how the Tanners have to play for the last 4:51 of this one.
Before going into the half, that they need to start playing fast and take every opportunity that they can get, including how in the beginning of the game, that's how I wanted them to play. But now as Coach White, if I was Coach White right now, I'd probably be playing more controlled, and you got to be very wary of what you have on the court when you have the ball on the offensive side. You got to be very wary of where you're passing the ball, very wary of how you're dribbling the ball. Just those little things. You got to be very aware, just undisciplined. That's what we've been doing early on in the first game, but we need to see just controlled basketball. That's what I'm looking for in this last few minutes of the fourth quarter.
Indeed, and I think also the Tanners know how big of a win this would be just for the momentum of the rest of the season. Obviously, the playoffs aren't in. Meyerberg can't finish, and he rips it away from Caffarella and gets his second chance and another Woburn foul. That is 2 fouls in quick succession by the Tanners.
Yeah, that's exactly what one step forward, 2 steps back looks like. Caffarella, a big block, and then gets the rebound, gets it ripped right away, and fouls a jump shooter here as he misses the first one. That is Sam Meyerberg.
Meyerberg can get it within 2 with a free throw make here. 4:22 remaining in the ball game. Tanners closest to their second win as they have been for most of the season. Meyerberg does go 1 of 2, making it 46-44. Samuel methodically setting up a play here. Goes to O'Brien. O'Brien on the drive. Finishes at the rack.
O'Brien, just another strong move from the junior there as he's at the other end on defense.
Another Woburn foul, resulting in more free throws for Meyerberg at the line.
Woburn foul number 13, O'Brien, his 3rd foul.
O'Brien picks up his 3rd foul. Meyerberg knocks down the first one to make it 48.
Out there, but Charles O'Brien had nothing but arm there when he was trying to get the ball away from Desir. But just a great performance from the Tanners, and just credit to all the players today. Credit to all the players. This season is lost. We admit it. This season is lost, but we talk about the positives going into next season, and that's how you build those positives in a game like this. And of course, we'll go down to our 3rd member of our crew, Hadi Bilal, to talk a little bit more about what can they take from a game like this into the next 4 games and even into next season.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything that happens today and everything that happens in the next few games, obviously today is the last home game, and the next few games are the away games. It just sets up for all the non-seniors to really feel good about the season that's upcoming. You know, there's a lot of things they can do on the court that's positive. There's a lot of things they can do off the court as well, but off season is going to be exciting and what they're going to try and do. But overall, it looks. I know the record is not as doesn't look too good, but I can't tell you. I'd be lying if I said I was not excited for what this team could be holding up for the next couple of years.
Meyerberg pops the 3, and it's the lead for the Minutemen once again.
Just a heartbreaking 3-point shot there for the Tanners. Meyerberg, ice cold.
O'Brien makes a nice move on his man and goes it back out to Desir. Altman now almost shut down by O'Brien. 13 on the clock. Sullivan, Desir in the corner. Down by 1 are the Tanners. Here comes a double on O'Brien, but he fights through. Second chance. It's ripped away. Inside Azapor through some tough defense and a whistle.
Hell of a bailout call there from the referee. I thought the Tanners played great defense there, as you heard the groan from the student section during that call. But here's Ryan Azapor to shoot 2.
Azapor with a big opportunity to extend the lead to 3. under 3 minutes to go. The first one's good, making it the 50-point threshold for the Minutemen. Azapor misses the second, but it's a massive offensive rebound by Onger. And another whistle.
Lexington will get back to the line here, and it's Darren Onger.
Onger knocks down the first one, making it 51-48 with 2:40 to go. Can make it a Unger, that's his 20th point on that free throw make.
Like I said, Joey, a couple minutes ago, and the Tanners really still haven't got their offense going. Just trouble finding open looks and really getting their guys shots.
Francois finds O'Brien. Tanners down 2 possessions again with 2.5 minutes to go. Samuel backing away. O'Brien now gets it to O'Brien after failing to get the ISO move, and a whistle and a foul goes against Lexington.
Yeah, as Ryan Azraport continues to argue with the refs as he absolutely demolished Thomas O'Brien when he was trying to catch the basketball. But as Ryan Azraport continues to keep speaking to the refs, but credit to Thomas O'Brien, they're staying strong.
Pass goes into Samuel. Now he gets it beyond half court. O'Brien comes for the screen. Instead, he takes it. Sullivan, 3. No good. Offensive rebound nearly by Cavino, but it goes off of number 11, Meyerberg, or Azapor rather, and the Tanners keep possession.
As Nazir Mendes-Stevens comes in to do a little bit more arguing, reminding me of the OG Toronto Raptors Nick Nurse. Just can't stay quiet.
Pass looking inside for Sullivan, but it goes out of bounds. And Samuel will have another opportunity.
Just, of course, going to remind you, 7 o'clock, don't go anywhere. We have the girls 4 seed versus the Lexington 5 seed, but we got to finish this game first. And boy, it's been special.
Sullivan goes deep for Desir. It's a long pass, stolen by O'Brien, and he gets a quick 2.
Samuel, not a great pass there off the inbound. Just a hospital pass there for Gio Desir as the Tanners go down 6 with 2 minutes left to go.
Under 2 minutes now. Samuel gets fouled. The floater goes, doesn't count.
Lexington foul number 10, Azapor. That is his 3rd foul.
Tanner's not in the bonus just yet. Samuel will inbound from just beyond half court. DeFelice, Olsen, Desir on the floor along with Samuel and O'Brien. DeFelice near the free throw line goes out to Desir into the post for O'Brien, who finds a triple team. DeFelice, big 3, misses everything and out of bounds.
The Tanners were just having a great offensive spree, but just like that, the switch is off.
It goes right into Azapor, who goes back to Mendes-Steven. 1:25 and counting to go. The drive in by Onger, a whistle and a foul.
Yeah, I really thought it was another charge there taken by O'Brien, but looks like the refs pity Lexington a little bit, and they're going to send Onger to the line.
Already at 20-plus points is Onger, extending the lead to 7 with that free throw make. Zeke, what do you think has happened here? As we have to remember, the Tanners went into this quarter with a 3-point lead.
Yeah, and it's one of 2 things. Lexington has very much locked in on the defensive end, and the Woburn Tanners have just flipped that switch off on the offensive end. Just going back to their old habits, silly turnovers, not able to get rebounds, not able to finish around the basket. And that's what's killed them down the stretch.
Now it'll be O'Brien on the other end, ready to take some free throws.
2 shots for O'Brien.
First one is good. O'Brien with a chance to get it back within 5 with a free throw make. It is good. Tanners with only 1:22 left to go are on the verge of having to play the free throw game late.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's been a struggle offensively for this Tanners team. So close, Joey, but yet so far right now. 5 points with 1:22 left, and time is very much their main enemy. Toddy, let's go down to our third member. Tell us a little bit about how the Tanners need to approach this next defensive possession.
Yeah, well, I think what we saw in the last few minutes was a bunch of physical play, but the undisciplined errors kind of showed up again. But overall, they just need to, I can't say any other way, just to make plays. They need to make plays in these situations. It's down by 5. There's still quite a little bit of time here, but in basketball terms, there's a lot of time. You need to, and every single possession you have is an opportunity to get points on the board and not let any of those opportunities.
Absolutely, Hardy. And once again, you mentioned the reoccurring themes in all of these games up to this point for the Tanners. But once again, they continue to improve as the season goes on, game by game. Of course, the record, unfortunately, doesn't show it. But the Tanners will have 6 more games after this one to pick up some wins. Unfortunately, of course, with it being senior night, the last home opportunity to pick up a win as we have another whistle and a timeout.
Yeah, and then the Tanners forcing good defense there, and a Lexington timeout, struggling to get the basketball in bounds there. Of course, the head coach Reggie Hobbs for Lexington wanted to play the safe game, and of course, rapid fire. Let's go right back down to the third member of our crew, Hadi Bilal. And Hadi, let's ask the same question. How do the Tanners need to block this inbound as they did the last time?
Yeah, I think it just comes down to pressure, and pressure on all fronts. You got to be wary of all the ball. One slide right past you, need to be very aware of where everyone else is on the court. And just like we've seen in some other games, not necessarily on inbounds, but on other plays, sometimes guys on offense can slip through, and the defense doesn't really understand where it is. But this is probably the most important thing in this.
Now we'll have to see how the Tanners do set it up, as Lexington is now back from their conference. 1:22 to go, 55-50. Your score, 5 fouls on each side. As it gets into Mendez-Steven, Tanners don't foul right away. Now it will be Francois to commit the foul, and Mendez-Steven will go to the line.
Woburn foul number 22, Francois, his second foul. 2 shots for Mendez-Steven.
Mendez-Steven long on the first free throw.
Number 24, Wilson, and number 3, Sullivan.
Great to foul a guy like Mendez-Steven, has 0 points on the game.
That'll be his first, as he goes 1 of 2 from the line. That's a
commentator's jinx there.
That's a big point, getting it back to a 6-point game in 2 possessions, but needing 3s to tie the ball game up. 1:11 and counting left to go on the clock. Sullivan thought about the 3. Now the O'Brien 3 gets blocked, gets his own board. Right to the basket. Layup doesn't go, and it has a poor rebound. Under the minute to go, and an immediate foul from the Tanners. Azapor to the line.
O'Brien looked a little panicky there as he had that 3-point shot blocked and had a wide open one just a second later, but decided to drive in for the contested layup. Just a little off on the composure. Otherwise, just a great performance from Thomas O'Brien.
Azapor misses the first, under a minute to go. Minutemen still up 6 in a good spot with time still being the enemy of the Tanners. Second shot good by Azapor. Ball goes in from Desir to Sullivan. Out ahead. Olsen now. Swung for Samuel. Samuel drives. Desir in the corner. Denied by O'Brien. Got it back. A second chance. Friendly bounce doesn't go. Still loose. Under 40 seconds to go. Desir still has it. Now he lost it out of bounds as he lost his balance. 34.6. Lexington takes over.
Like I said, Joey, the Tanners have just lost everything on the defensive end, but here comes the big man on senior night.
Johnny Mugisha checking in for his first career varsity minutes, takes out one of his best friends in Gio Desir, and Mugisha will guard the inbound right away. 34.6 to go. Under 30 to go. Meyerberg shut down and a whistle.
Johnny Mugisha, one of the best players in the Woburn Rec League, making his debut appearance. It's like a 19-year-old getting called up from the minors to the majors, it feels like.
First free throw by Meyerberg is off the front of the rim, no good. Ball goes into Samuel, nice pressure and an immediate foul. Ethan will go to the line, 23.9 on the clock.
The crowd clamoring for Johnny Mugisha to get a jump shot here.
Samuel with an opportunity to get it back to 6 points.
As you can take a look at the girls team in the background jumping up and down as soon as Mugisha stepped in.
First one off the mark by Samuel. Still 58 to 50, 23.9 seconds to go. Samuel knocks down one of two, 23.9 on the clock. Nice pressure by Sullivan. Will foul Meyerberg. Meyerberg misses the first. Second free throw does go. 59 to 51. Samuel gets it to Mugisha, who pulls the three. He is short, and Lexington will come away with the rebound, and Meyerberg will be able to just salt this one away. Some still tight defense to the very last moment by the Tanners, but the Lexington Minutemen do just enough to get above that 500 threshold. They'll move to 7-6 with a 59 to 51 8-point victory. Hadi Bilal now joining us in studio. Hadi, what are your initial thoughts coming away from that victory for the Lexington Minutemen, and once again the 14th loss on the cards for the Tanners?
Yeah, I mean, that was a great game to watch. I mean, both sides really wanted that game. Classic Middlesex League type of rivalry. Woburn out here playing, and overall, just throughout the game, they kind of start out fast like we wanted them to, and end up playing just like we wanted to. Dominic coming back in the game, and him having a great impact on the game. But overall, it was just kind of slipping away at the very last few minutes. But unfortunately, we went away with the loss. But overall, I mean, I'm not one for moral victories, but I mean, you could take this and kind of carry it on to the next game, until we can finally get a win for these Woburn Tanners in the last final stretch of the season.
Yeah, and of course, just fun to see the seniors. Of course, we'll get you that coverage in a couple minutes, but just fun to see the seniors tonight get that action. Giovanni Desir, Johnny Mugisha, of course, and guys like Dominic Caffarello and Matt Cavino get meaningful minutes in this one. So just great to see guys like that. And just heartwarming as seniors, all three of us.
While we await the setup of the senior night ceremonies, let's take a look at what is set up to be a great matchup between these two girls' sides for the Lexington Minute Women and the Woburn Lady Tanners. In the most recent MIAA power rankings, the Lexington Minute Women dropped to 6, but it's still a top 10 matchup in this MIAA Division I standings.
Yeah, and Joe, and you look back at the game they had back in December, which feels like a long time away, but that game right before the Tanners played Lexington in that doubleheader, the Lexington Minute Women played pretty well in that one. They pushed the Tanners down to the wire, so just interesting to see how they bring back that energy and how they've gotten better throughout the season. Because I can tell you something, the Woburn Lady Tanners have gotten better throughout this season, so it's going to be very key to see how they play in that one. Hadi?
Yeah, I mean, of course, in addition to all of that, what we would like to see is just, we've seen in the last few games the Lady Tanners kind of starting off slow and then kind of keeping in a battle, even against a team that's really not up to their standard, then finally pulling away, and it was pretty late last game in the third quarter, but what we want to see against this Lexington team, this is a team that is up to their standard. They're going to have to come away right off the bat and start playing fast and hard right as you start, right after tip-off.
Yeah, and I want to add on more to that. And you talked about the standard of that team, the standard of the Woburn Tanners. This Lexington team is the standard, like you said. They've played teams like Belmont and Winchester that have not been up to their standard, and they've struggled. How can they punch the throat today? How can they get it done? Led by their seniors, of course, Riley Morgan, Amari Williams, Jasmine Morgan, and Sophia Olsen. How can they lead them to a victory? Joey?
Again, Hadi, you mentioned the slow start, but again, with those seniors, it's just the energy that they bring, for the most part, I believe, and the differences that brings. But now we'll send it down courtside for the beginning of our senior night ceremonies.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's senior night ceremony. First up, we have Sophia Olson, number 23. Sophia volunteers at the Northeast Animal Shelter and she works at Bethesda Hospital. Sophia has been a part of the Woburn Memorial High School basketball team for the last 4 years, and she is a part of the Boston Lady Warriors in AAU basketball. She does freshman mentors and is a member of the high school newspaper, The Bullseye. She plans to study psychology in college, and she has been accepted to several colleges, but is still making a decision on where she will attend. She's accompanied by her parents Meredith and Donnie Olson and brother Matthew. Next up is number 24, Amari Williams. Amari has represented the Honor Society as their secretary senior year and as a member throughout high school. Amari is a co-editor of the high school newspaper, The Bullseye. Along with being a part of the Woburn varsity girls basketball team, Amari played field hockey, threw discus, and ran the 100 in track. She's a part of the Spanish Honor Society and the Black Student Union. Amari is planning on studying English with a creative writing focus. She is accompanied by her grandparents, Barbara and Joseph Freitas, and her parents, Roberta, Mark, and her sister, Cameron. Next up is number 5, Jasmine Morgan. Jasmine is the captain of the basketball team, which she has been a member of. She's been with the program since Woburn Youth Basketball. She has not made a decision on college yet, but plans on studying web design. She is accompanied by Kirk and Candace Morgan, along with her brother, Arlen, and sister, Madison. And finally, for the girls, we have number 15, Riley Morgan. Riley is a Girl 6 League Lacrosse All-Star and president of the National Honor Society. She is captain for cross country, basketball, and lacrosse, a yearbook editor, and member of Unified Basketball. She has been accepted to Ohio State, Johnson & Wales, Embry-Riddle, Charleston, and Hobart so far. She is accompanied by her mother Amy, father Chuck, and brother Ben. All right, we're now moving on to the boys. First up, we have number 4, power forward, Sam Garrier, and number 5, power forward, Johnny Marusha. Along with Johnny's brother, Iris. Sam and Jonathan have each been part of the Woburn Memorial basketball team for the past 2 years. Johnny is also a member of Survive the Drive, the Black Student Union, and SAD, while also running a clothing brand, Unrealistic. Sam plans to go to college to study accounting and continue to play basketball. Johnny plans to study entrepreneurship in college and continue to run his clothing brand. Next is number 2, forward Gio Zio. Gio has been part of the Woburn High School basketball team for 2 years. With Gio tonight are his parents, Angela and Rocky Desir. Gio is also a member of the Black Student Union and Survive the Drive, and volunteers at the Boys and Girls Club. Gio plans to study to become an accountant. Next is number 0, senior guard, Joe Delphi. Joe has been a part of the Woburn Memorial High School basketball program for 4 years. With Joe tonight are his parents, Ed and Kelly. Joe plans to attend college in the fall. is number 33, center Dawn Caparella. Dawn has been a member of the Woburn Memorial High School basketball team for 4 years. With Dawn tonight are his parents Jim and Tanya and his sister Sierra. Outside of school, Dawn helps to lead a Bible talk and is involved in other church and community activities. Dawn plans to go to college to study physics and theology. And finally, we have number 11, dog Matt Cavino. Matt is accompanied by his dad, Bobby, mom, Gail, and his sister, Paige. Matt has been a part of the Woburn Memorial High School basketball program for 4 years. During his time at Woburn High, Matt has been involved in outdoor track, best buddies, and is an honor roll student. Outside of school, Matt works for the rec department and likes to hang out with his friends. Next year, Matt will be attending UMass Amherst. We're going to have all the seniors and their families pose for a group photo, and let's give it up for our Woburn seniors one more time.
Let the bass kick. Let the bass kick.
Welcome back, everybody, inside the WPMC studios. Joey Matroni alongside Zeke Altman back here with you. Hadi Bilal still down on courtside, as well as we get you set for the second game of our doubleheader between the 4th and 6th teams in MIA Division I girls basketball, the Woburn Tanners and the Lexington Minutewomen. Zeke, this is going to be quite the heavyweight battle we have set up here. What are your initial thoughts as we head into action?
Yeah, Joey, we've seen this Woburn Tanners team play Bishop Fee and, of course, the first seed. But I like to mention, this Middlesex League, 4 of the top 12 teams in Division I, 2 of the top 10 teams in Division II. But let me tell you, none of these teams are like the team the Tanners are about to play in the Lexington Minutemen. Lexington run a great sports program, and that is heavily reflective with their girls basketball team. This is going to be a fun one. Let's go down to Hadi. How's the energy after all the senior night festivities? After all the fun, it's down to go to business. Let's talk to Hadi Bilal.
Yeah, no, the energy is definitely
Hadi, let's
carrying
ask you, how's
from
the energy
game.
down there after senior night?
Yeah, no, the energy is definitely carrying on from the previous game with the boys, and all of a sudden the energy is as high as it's ever been I've seen in quite a while in this gymnasium. But otherwise, energy is set. This is going to be a top 10 matchup in Division One. It's exciting to see what's going to happen for the rest of the game.
Number 15, Taylor Wozniak.
Indeed, Hottie, and of course this Lexington team not one to be messed with, as you said. They want to be a close matchup throughout. As we take a look at the losses for the Lexington Minute Women, we've got the opening matchup against Woburn, in which they lost by 9 at 58-49. They took a 4-point loss to Winchester, 61-57, and also a 9-point loss to Needham High School at 59-50. As we'll now send it down for the Woburn starting lineup.
Yeah, we're good. Josh, to get my water bottle, sorry.
Number 5, Captain Jasmine Morgan. And number 15, Captain Ryan Morgan. Would everyone now please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Back here on Woburn Public Media Center, as you once again listen to the Star Spangled Banner, we are just about set and ready to get underway for tonight's ball game. As we take a look at the starting lineups for Woburn, it's your 4 seniors: Jasmine Morgan, Riley Morgan, Amari Williams, Sophia Olson, along with the point guard in McKenna Morrison. And as you take a look at the Minute Women's side, we've got Gloria Doyle, Riley Hamilton, Taylor Wozniak, Samantha Fortier, and Stella Crinty, the 5th for the Minute Woman, and we are just about set and ready to go underway. Olsen will take the tip in place of McCarthy, who will undoubtedly be the 6th woman off the bench for the Tanners.
Four seed versus 6 seed, Joey. We've been waiting all week for this matchup, and here we have it. Joey, take us away.
Lexington will have the opening possession. It's Doyle who swings it back to number 24, Crinty. Now a swing back the other way to the opposite elbow. Tough defense there by the Lady Tanners. Back out to Crinty. Ball loose and ripped away by McKenna Morrison. Looked ahead for Riley Morgan. Ball deflected and intercepted.
Yeah, Joey, McKenna Morrison in the last few games hasn't been her best. She's looking in this one to get back into her mojo that she had towards the beginning of the season.
Crinty pulls the 3 off the front of the rim. Doyle comes away with the rebound. Back outside for Wozniak, or Fortier rather. And it'll go out of bounds. Tanners take possession.
Yeah, head coach.
Basket, and she's fouled inside the paint, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Jasmine Morgan hasn't played as much as she's wanted to this season, but when she's been in, she's shown her energy. She's a great rebounder, and I think one of the better defensive players that the Tanners have.
Morgan will go to the line with a chance to score the first points of the ball game. First free throw is straight through for point numero uno. On her first long distance shot.
Of course, 0 for 7 against Bishop Fian from the three-point line. But she's looking to find that mojo, find that rhythm back. Of course, come playoff time, and a good defensive possession once again from the Tanners.
Offensive foul results in a turnover. Riley Morgan will trigger the inbound back to McKenna Morrison. Riley will get it back to McKenna now. Swung into the corner for Jasmine Morgan. Double team comes, and a whistle on a traveling violation.
Checking in for Woburn, number 31, Shannon McCarthy. Number 22, Kuzma, and number 13, Connor.
Normal starting lineup back in now is Cuniff, Tuzolo, and McCarthy check into the game.
Just a great start for Jasmine Morgan, Amari Williams, and Sophia Olsen.
Bringing the Tanners to a 5-0 lead. Ball loose, poked away by McKenna Morrison. Doyle did not get a hand on it, so she'll keep possession for the Minutewomen. And it'll be Crinty who will...
And with those 2 steals, and of course, her on the other end. 5 points, hit that big 3-point shot, and once again there on the jump shot. It's just consistency. You've got to continue this throughout the game. As you know, the Tanners, in their history with Steve Sullivan, they've been incredible, as we know. Their one tiniest weakness, if you have to pick at little things, is starting slow. And today, they have not started slow at all. Hottie will go down to our third member of our crew for the first.
Right to Riley Morgan for an easy 2.
Yeah, just a great job by McKenna Morrison to get into the paint there, find the open girl, and she finds Riley Morgan, and Riley Morgan finishes that layup with ease.
Wozniak on the elbow takes a spill. Tuzolo dives to the floor. Doyle had a hand on it for a moment. It's a jump ball whistled for. And the Lady Tanners have started this game on a 9-0 run with still 4:35 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of talk going into this game about how will Lexington play against a Tanners team that has been a bit shaky of late. You know, down against Reading at halftime, lost to Bishop Fian.
Twice for that matter.
Yeah, twice for that matter, but this team has come out 9-0, forgot everything that happened, short memory, and it's been great to watch. McKenna Morrison really leading the charge, of course, a young leader herself.
Zeke, one of your favorite sayings as an announcer is memory of a goldfish, and we're seeing that here early for the Lady Tanners.
Of course, going to shout out Ted Lasso for that one.
McKenna Morrison on the drive out to Riley Morgan, who pops the 3. It's short, off the hands of Hamilton, and out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a deflection or even a foul there. I mean, odd to see Riley Morgan not hit the rim there. She's a great shooter in herself.
My mistake there did not go off the hands of Hamilton. Lexington has possession here with Doyle, who swings it for Hamilton. Trying to get it to Crinty, who floats it up off the glass. Too strong, and a Tuzolo rebound. Right to McKenna Morrison, who's been doing a great job of facilitating up to this point. Went up and gets it stolen away, and now come the Minutewoman on the fast break. Right to Crinty, backs away, step back mid-range is good.
Yeah, Crinty with that quick release jump shot, draining it and giving Lexington the first 2 points of the game. Got to settle in on offense now and settle in on defense for the Tanners and keep it going.
McKenna Morrison now on the top of the key, gets it back to Riley Morgan. Swung to Tuzolo in the corner, shut down. McCarthy, first chance to operate in the post, gets it stolen away. The drive by Hamilton is deflected and out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Minutewoman.
Yeah, and a great block there by Jalen Cuniff. Really good defense on transition from the young junior.
Haley Zwicker will check in for Riley Morgan, making it 9, and the score is still at 9-2 with 3:14 to go in the first quarter. Outside, steps into the three off the mark. Tough rebound chance. Foot on the line, and the Tanners take back possession.
Yeah, Lexington really not getting anything easy. The one shot that Crinty had, it was a tough shot. Had to take it quick release, and really Lexington haven't gotten much going on offense. Credit to Woburn's defense.
Cuniff now on the elbow, gets it back to Morrison, who's wide open for three. Got 2 for 2.
Yeah, when Morrison's feeling it, she's feeling it. She's not missing a shot right now. Just incredible from the young junior McKenna Morrison.
This is the type of thing that the Tanners had been missing the past couple of games, but they're glad to have it back now. Riley Morgan with a quick rest, getting ready to check back in, and a traveling violation going against Lexington.
Yeah, great defense by McCarthy there, but I want to talk about Morrison as she checks out of the game, of course, for like 5 seconds in the Steve Sullivan substitution spree, but Morrison looks like she's playing angry defense. She's not happy about how she's been playing in the last few games, and she wants to settle back in here. She wants to let the Middlesex League know exactly who she is. Of course, a turnover there by Woburn, but McKenna Morrison's just started so strong.
The double dribble results in a turnover, and Crinty will bring it back up with Morgan on the defense. Hamilton will pull up for three off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by 40er. Now outside it goes. Back to Crinty with a whistle. Layup doesn't go, but a foul called, and Crinty will go to the line.
Morrison looks like she's just ready to check back into this one. Of course, Wicker getting her first minutes of this game, and of course the young Kaylee McCarthy. Of course, her twin sister last Friday, just an incredible performance. Riley McCarthy hitting those 3 big threes to bring them back in that game.
Riley was absolutely the difference maker in the victory against Reading.
Of course, just want to remind our viewers that Woburn Public Media Center will be showing the Comcast tournament here in a couple weeks, and of course me and Joey, we will be here. We're excited for that.
Morrison pulls up for another three, and it goes down again. Driving in, whistle again, and another chance at free throws for the Minutewomen. This time it's number 14, Riley Hamilton. Morrison, once again, the biggest proponent of this offense, 11 of the 15 points.
Yeah, and it was smart. It was smart by Coach Steve Sullivan to start her with the 4 seniors, because there was a lot of questions whether it was going to be Morrison or McCarthy. Yes, the seniors were guards and forwards, but McKenna Morrison, you let her lead that offense, let her get that scoring touchback, and that's exactly what she did. And just once again, great coaching by the man, Steve Sullivan.
Sophia Olsen getting another chance back into the game here as well, alongside Shannon McCarthy, so a bigger lineup in terms of post presence for the Lady Tanners. Outside, Jasmine Morgan open, Shannon McCarthy, no good. Shannon's been working on that three-pointer to really create a pick and pop situation, but it's the 4th consecutive 3 made by McKenna Morrison instead. She is hotter than fish grease, to quote Mark Jones. Riley Morgan trying to get it from out of bounds. Instead it'll go out of bounds, and the Lexington Minutewoman will take back possession.
Yeah, Morrison's got that killer instinct right now. As soon as she hits that 3, she's back on defense, communicating, talking to her teammates, being a leader. And boy, is she hot right now, and it's just incredible to watch. And she hasn't performed like this in big games. Yeah, the Tanners haven't had many big games, but in the 2 Bishop Feehan's games, she did not perform like this. In a game against Lexington, 6th seed, this is stepping up in a big moment.
Nice drive there, shut down by Amari Williams. The floater goes up and it's no good. 31 captain Eliza Jacob on the drive there.
Feels like we haven't been saying much of the Lexington names because it's been all Tanners in this first quarter.
Jacob knocks down the first. There is Riley McCarthy checking in for the first time today. Jacob goes 2 of 2. McKenna Morrison going one-on-one with Crenty. Floats it up for Cuniff, who's shut down with a double team. Riley Morgan open on the top of the key instead. Morrison drives right in, floats it up. It's good. She's got the shooter's touch today.
It's kind of obvious what the offensive strategy is going forward for Woburn. Feed McKenna Morrison the rock.
Eliza Jacob goes straight through, no good. Rebounded by Cuniff. Under 10 seconds to go. Right back to Jalen driving into the corner. The three is up by Tuzolo, no good. Gets her own back up, and it's no good as it rattles out just before the buzzer. But an unbelievable offensive quarter for the Tanners, up by 13 after 8 minutes at 20-7.
Yeah, and McKenna Morrison is the obvious, like you said, proponent of this team so far. And of course, we're going to send it down to our third member, Hadi Bilal. Talk about McKenna Morrison at the start of the first quarter, because she is the story right now.
I think you could easily see that on the broadcast. She is on absolute fire right now. Every shot made, and I mean, if I was Coach White, Coach Sullivan at this point, I'd just be like, just give her the rock. Just give her the ball every time, every single possession. But obviously that's not how you play basketball, but other than that, she's been on absolute fire. She's hitting all of her shots. She's the star player right now, performing into her leadership role, especially on senior night too for her seniors. But overall, an amazing showing from her in the first quarter. And also, I'd like to add on to the fact of what I said before the game of how they want to start out fast. She's been the leader of that. She's been the leader of having this team go up fast, and now just complete domination of the first quarter.
On fire is absolutely correct. McKenna Morrison has 16 of the 20 Woburn points. Lexington still going 0 from the field up to this point. All 7 points coming by way of free throws. 5 of the 7 points, on that one.
Yeah, Crenty with the only jump shot hit for Lexington so far. And really, once again, Woburn pure domination on the defensive end. Lexington head coach Steve Solly, not Sully, Solly. Steve Solly is just probably not happy. Came in with a game plan and just really haven't gone with it.
Eliza Jacob now at the handle, guarded by Tuzolo. Ball knocked loose by Morrison, but Doyle gets it back. And the three by Lexington is high off the glass, no good. Cuniff comes away with the board. Reverses court, back to Morrison. Thought about the three, now gets it back to Jalen, and top of the key. Looking to go inside to McCarthy, now goes outside Morgan in the corner. Back to Cuniff on the top of the key. Nice ball movement here by the Tanners. Morrison staying with it. Morgan now at the volleyball line, looking to move the basketball. McCarthy tries another three. This one goes down.
McCarthy continues to show her shooting touch. She's done it over and over again this season. It's been great to watch.
Eliza Jacob swings it in the corner for Hamilton outside. Crenty with a nice move on Morgan. The floater, however, is deflected.
You know, that's exactly what you see from this Tanners defense. Riley Morgan gets faked out. Shannon McCarthy right there to help. That's exactly how you play team defense, not individual defense.
Morrison tries another three. That's the first miss from distance, but McCarthy rips the rebound away. Can't finish with the left. Morrison gets it back. Morgan mid-range jumper. No good. Morrison had the inside position, but it goes out of bounds. Lexington ball.
Head coach Steve Sullivan knows how important this game is. Took some of the seniors out early as Morrison with another steal.
Miscommunication there between Crenty and Doyle, and Morrison pounces right on it.
Like I said, Sullivan took out the seniors early and stuck with his main 7, starting 5, and only Zwicker, Morgan, and a little bit of Kaylee McCarthy coming off the bench here.
We also saw a second stint from both Sophia Olsen and Amari Williams. Into the corner, McCarthy pops the mid-range, no good.
Yeah, of course.
McCarthy tried to rip it away, and she comes away with a jump ball.
Yeah, that's McCarthy's shot from the mid-range. She's hit it all season, and can't fret on her taking it now. She's knocked down from there.
Jasmine Morgan checking back in, taking out Cuniff. Inside, McCarthy on the elbow. Extra pass to Kaylee McCarthy. Mid-range jumper doesn't go again. This time, Lexington does come away with the rebound. Crinty backs it away. Wozniak now on the drive, guarded by McCarthy. Back outside, loose ball. Lexington stays with it, now going inside. Nice defense by McCarthy, leading to a Zwicker steal.
Another display of that incredible defense the Tanners have shown to keep Lexington to 7, 11 minutes into this one.
Zwicker swings it to Morrison. Short on that 3 again. Morgan had a tip on it.
Almost surprised how wide open she was there.
Crinty with a nice behind-the-back move. Now trapped in the corner, looking for somewhere to go with it. Wozniak. Hamilton and a foul. No signal on the basket just yet. The basket does count, so a chance for an and 1 to get the lead within 13 for Lexington. Riley Morgan, Jalen Cuniff, Amari Williams, and Brooke Tuzelo into the game for the Lady Tanners as the free throw goes up and in to convert the 3-point play. Doyle also checking back into the game for Lexington.
Very important part of this game without Morrison in for the Tanners.
Morgan driving in, has the angle. Her layup gets blocked. Amari Williams tracks down the rebound, but her foot was on the line, and a turnover forced by the Lexington defense.
Steve Sullivan gets Morrison right back into the game. Didn't even know she was out for most of the part of the game.
A quick break, just enough to get some water. And then right back on the floor. Eliza Jacob. Doyle now into the corner for Hamilton. Here comes a screen. Back to Hamilton and in the corner. Nice drive there. Morrison went for the steal, didn't get it, and it ends up as a layup. Riley Morgan in the elbow, goes back to McKenna Morrison, drive inside Amari Williams. Fighting for possession of the basketball, jump ball. Possession arrow favors Lexington.
Tanner's struggling a little bit on offense the last few minutes. Started out very hot, just hitting every shot, and the Tanners need to find a way to get back into that rhythm they started with.
Luckily enough, they've built a nice lead even up to this point. McKenna Morrison went for another steal. This time it's whistled for a foul. Number 24, Stella Crinty checks back into the game for Lexington. She'll inbound the basketball. Dribble handoff goes right back to Crinty from Williams. Inside. And back to Eliza Jacob now. Her drive results in another 2. And Steve Sullivan will elect to take a timeout to slow down the momentum of the Minute Woman. They've got it within 9 with 3:37 to go in the second.
Yeah, great timeout there. You go back to the Wozniak and one layup. It started all the way over there. You know, it got a little soft, a little tense for the Tanners, and then you go there and you watch that layup by Eliza Jacob, the captain, and Coach Steve Sullivan has to call a timeout there. Hottie, what did you think of the timeout there? Was that the right decision?
Yeah, no, I think it was the right decision at this current time, but otherwise what we've been seeing is that we had this early run from Woburn very early, and then Lexington's kind of starting to claw back, and you kind of feel a little energy kind of dwindle, but this is just ever so slightly. Otherwise, the lead is still strong. I suggest Coach Sullivan's going to keep his team in check, make sure he gets the ball to his playmakers and whatever adjustments he needs to make, but I shouldn't be too worried as I was as Coach Sullivan, because what we've seen here is that a lot of the times when we see the Woburn girls go out strong, they always finish strong. I don't think I've ever seen a situation where this team started off strong but kind of let loose and ended up losing their lead sometime. But that's only my perspective. But right now it's just kind of keep their in check and keep them calm.
It's not very common to see a Steve Sullivan led team let off the gas pedal completely. They'll just usually go through some struggles as the ball goes out of bounds. Lexington trying to save it. Instead, it'll stay with the Tanners. If you're just joining us, as you see some of the boys basketball athletes moving along your screen, they were defeated by Lexington earlier tonight by a score of 59-51, but a good performance overall by the Tanners, especially some good performances from seniors, especially Gio DeSier and Dom Caffarella, Zeke, as Morrison knocks down another mid-range.
Yeah, Morrison going on the court very fast there, stopped and popped, used this backspin on that shot, and it dribbles right into the net, and 2 more points tacked on for McKenna Morrison, make that 18 for her today.
But yeah, Zeke, the atmosphere was definitely different in that senior night game for the boys earlier tonight.
Boy, well, I'll get to that. What a grab there by Cuniff and a finish on the other end by Morgan. But like you said, Joey, just a great atmosphere for the seniors. And it always just makes you smile to see them walk through that parade with their parents and their loved ones. Just 4 years of that program. It's nothing but what they deserve as seniors. And shout out to Gio DeSier, Matt Cavino, Johnny Mugisha, Sam Garrier, Joe Dowdy, and the list goes, Dominic Caffarella, and just everyone involved in what they do.
Kaylee McCarthy with a nice drive and finishes with a left-hand floater. Tanners get the lead back up to 15 points after allowing Lexington to get back within 9. They have gone on a 6-0 run. Eliza Jacob backs it away. The 3 goes up for Lexington. It's too strong. Off the glass, rebounded by Lexington's Hamilton, and out of bounds it goes.
And like you talked about earlier, Joey, the boys team, the atmosphere was different for 2 reasons. They were right in that basketball game. You know, you come in with a 1-13 record, 13 losses in a row. There's not many expectations, but they stuck with it. They played hard, didn't use that record to make excuses, just came up short, but just happy to see them playing hard in a close game once again.
Zwicker works the handoff with Morgan, who got the ball stripped away, deflected, no backcourt violation. Morrison comes away with it, drives in, floats it up. No good off the back of the rim, rebound Lexington.
Morrison still playing tough, but like I said, Joey, she's the only scoring option. It feels like for the Tanners right now, some other girl has to step up.
Ball loose, Riley McCarthy went for a dive, but instead it ends up in a long-range 3 for Lexington.
Devastating, Joey, as players dive on the ground. Everyone trying to get that basketball ends up in Lexington's hands.
Wide open Riley McCarthy, no good. Extra rebound, Kaylee McCarthy, back to Riley, layup no good. On that last three, Riley Hamilton credited with the long-range J. Hamilton gets it back now, this time drives, and a whistle right at the peak of the elbow. Woburn foul goes against Zwicker. That's only her first. Ianian into the game for the first time tonight for the Tanners as the jumper goes up for Lexington. No good, and Alina comes away with an early rebound. Driving right in goes to Jasmine Morgan, dribbles it off her own foot. And Riley Morgan gets it back. Jasmine Morgan pops the mid-range, rattles out, but to end the half, the Tanners will go on up 12, 29-17 your score from Arnold J. Torres Gymnasium on WPMC. Zeke, what are your initial thoughts? Of course, McKenna Morrison came out firing on all cylinders, knocking down her first 4 triples.
Yeah,
but after that, it's
Yeah.
really kind of cooled down. But with the lead the Tanners built, they still find themselves up 12 through the first half.
Yeah, Morrison has been special in this first half, but she needs someone to help her out. On defense, they've been good. They started out great, but she needs a counterpart to go with. McCarthy, of course, is the second best player on this ball team, but they need Riley Morgan to step up offensively. She's been great defensively. They need Cuniff to step up. Tuzlo needs to step up. Honestly, Kaylee McCarthy has came in and done some good stuff. Also, Riley McCarthy getting offensive rebounds of their own, but let's go down to Hadi Bilal to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Zeke, I think I'm just going to echo what you just said. There's a lot of few key players doing well on one side of the ball when others can kind of complement them in some way, which will be needed in the second half, but otherwise just an outstanding half. We talk about like a switch that turns on for this team sometime in the game, and it seems that switch turned on as soon as the game tipped off. So it might be senior night, it might be the energy, but whatever it is, it's helped them tremendously, and it's going to hopefully carry on into the second half and make them play as well.
And of course, there are definitely things to like about the first half. Of obviously, the defense as a team has been good overall, but as we've seen, Morrison sort of decline in output as the time went on. As Zeke mentioned, you need that secondary scoring, so we'll see who comes away as the difference in the game as we head towards the second half. But we'll take a break here on WPMC and be back with some final thoughts and stat updates after a quick break. Back here on WPMC as we get you set for the second half of action between the Woburn Lady Tanners and the Lexington Minute Women. Your score currently standing at 29-17 in favor of the Lady Tanners. And Zeke, the standout up to this point for both teams has been McKenna Morrison.
Yeah, she has 18 points, 4 for 6 from the three-point line. That is 67%, but she has no help. Second most points on the team right now is Riley Morgan with 4 points. Of course, she's played great defense, but Shannon McCarthy, only 3 points right now. You go to the Lexington side of things. You have Stella Crinty, the senior captain. She's been doing a great job, 6 points. You have Hamilton with 4 and Eliza Jacob with 4 points. But Lexington with 7 turnovers, not doing a great job of keeping the possession of the basketball. Hadi, let's go down to our third member of the crew, Hadi Bilal. How do the Tanners need to start this half?
I think it's going to be very reflective of what the first half started off with. It's going out strong, and we kind of see how the scoring kind of dwindled near the end of the second quarter. But overall, if we start off fast again in the third quarter, you can kind of put them away for good, even as far back as halfway through the third quarter. But overall, you just need to come out fast, come out strong, play physical like Coach Sullivan preaches. And overall, I think it should be a good half for them.
Indeed, Huddy will check on how the shooting starts out, as well as Morrison was on fire to start the game. Ball goes inside to Morgan, back out to McCarthy. Cunev open for 3. A little bit long. Tuzelo fighting for the rebound, but it's Jacob who ends up on top of it. And I believe we have a foul.
Yeah, if I go off of what Hadi was saying, yeah, the Tanners need to start fast. Start how they did in that first half, because this Lexington team is 6 seed for a reason. They can score fast. They can play good defense, but the Tanners are a better basketball team. They've got to force what they can force.
McCarthy tries a 3, doesn't go. Rebounded by Lexington and Crinty. Into the corner, Lexington tries to answer, and they do so to get it within a single-digit deficit.
Tanner's got to be careful now. Good offense.
Morrison goes inside to McCarthy. Pass to Cunev. Extra dribble back to Morrison. Outside, wide open. Tuzelo inside the mid-range, and it's good.
There's that option you want. Brooke Tuzelo able to hit a 2-point jump shot, bringing the lead back to 11. Can we see more of that throughout this third quarter, moving on to the fourth quarter?
Eliza Jacob drives in. McCarthy knocks it loose. Tuzelo went to the ground, and it'll be a jump ball. Possession still looks like it favors Lexington. Jacob gets it inside. Extra pass, Hamilton rather. And a whistle and another stoppage. This time it's another jump ball, possession favoring the Tanners. Morrison into the corner. Cunev tries a 3 and knocks it down. Rather, that was Brooke Tuzelo to knock down the 3. She's got a 5-point run herself to get the Tanners up to 34.
Yeah, Brooke Tuzelo, 5 points now. Quick 2 shots from her. She's getting it going. Can she be that second option like we said before? Just great defense there for Riley Morgan and McKenna Morrison to team up there and force that turnover. Really good stuff there.
Morrison now with a chance to bring it up. Will slowly take it across the timeline. Now gets a cross screen from Morgan, who gets it to McCarthy. Back to McKenna, who shoots the mid-range jumper. No good. Tapped out by Tuzelo, but it's taken in by Lexington. Crinty is stopped on the elbow. Goes into Jacob on the drive. Fouled. Layup doesn't go, but she'll go to the line for 2. Cunev picks up the foul. That's only her first.
Yeah, Eliza Jacobs been a piece for this Lexington team, driving to the rim, causing havoc within the trees that Woburn have down there. And Eliza Jacob, 4 points, looking to add on to that here.
The lefty misses the first free throw. Jacob does go 1 of 2 from the line, making it 34-21. Riley Morgan to bring it up after the inbound pass from Kaylee McCarthy. Now it gets back to McKenna Morrison, who asks for a screen from Shannon McCarthy. They work the screen and roll. Morrison backs it out. Mid-range jumper is good.
Morrison continuing her shooting performance today. Of course, dipped down towards the end of the first half, but hopefully she can get it going right back here because the Tanners are going to need it.
Wozniak's floater was too strong. Riley Morgan wide open. Doesn't get the bounce, and a rebound by Lexington and Doyle.
Yeah, Morgan had a great shot during the start of the season. Still hasn't been able to find it again, but she will.
3 goes up too strong. Another offensive rebound, but it bounces right to Jalen Cuniff. And she will slow it down.
Yeah, Riley Morgan running fast out there for that transition. Cuniff could have looked to pass there for the easy 2.
Riley Morgan in the corner. Tight defense, gets it out to McKenna Morrison on the elbow. Inside, Shannon McCarthy turns with the left hand, no good. Rebounded by Hamilton. On the drive, out of bounds, and the Tanners take over.
Great defense to start this half. It just continues. Only 4 points scored for the Lexington Minutemen to start out this half. 4 minutes in, so a point a minute is what Lexington are looking at right now.
Pass goes into Zwicker with Morrison still also on the floor at the off-ball guard. Keely McCarthy now, dribble handoff to Morrison on the free throw line. Gets it out to Zwicker in the corner. Back to the elbow, ball loose and nearly a steal, and Morrison trying to fight through a double team gets fouled. Ball goes into McKenna Morrison with 3:42 and counting to go. Now Shannon McCarthy on the elbow. Back out to Zwicker. Swung for Jasmine Morgan, who pops the mid-range. No good, rebounded by Jacob. And McCarthy knocked it loose, but Lexington stays with it, and it's Crinty bringing it the other way. Crinty drives in, high arcing layup is no good, but a foul will send Stella to the line.
Crinty once again attacking the rim, trying to make something happen for her team. Of course, the leading scorer going into halftime, but she continues to lay her mark in this one. She knocks down the first free throw.
36-22. As Tuzalo, Williams, and Morgan check back in for the Tanners. Crinty goes 1 of 2 from the line, but it's an offensive board. Inside to Jacob it goes. She's fouled, plus the bucket. And she'll have a chance for an old-fashioned 3.
Yeah, Eliza Jacobs, she might be small, but she's one of the strongest players on her team, getting good shots inside the paint and really knocking them down as Jalen Cuniff subs back into this game. Maybe just for some defensive insurance here as the Tanners struggling right now on defense in the last couple minutes.
Jacob able to convert the 3-point play. Tuzalo inbounds it back to Morgan. 3:14 and counting on the clock in the third quarter. Riley Morgan on the elbow gets a screen from Williams. Cuniff on the elbow, swung it for Morrison. Inside, hard pass to Morgan, and that rattles home. Jacob, who's been able to provide some much-needed offense for the Minutewomen recently. Now it goes back to Doyle. Back to Jacob now with another drive. Dribbles through the defenders. Shot doesn't go. Morrison tried to tap it to Cuniff. Instead it goes out of bounds.
Checking for Woburn, number 11, Swicker, and number 31, Shannon McCarthy.
Swicker and McCarthy check back in. Crinty on the top of the key. She'll pop a three from the elbow, and it's good.
Crinty keeping Lexington in this ball game. The lead down to 11. The Tanners need to make something happen here on offense.
They determine that's a long two, and a beautiful drive by Riley Morgan to get that answer you were just talking about.
Yeah, Riley Morgan making something happen, getting by her defender, getting to the rim. Not something we see much from Riley Morgan in the past, beating girls off the dribble, but she does it there, and it's big for her team.
Crinty tried to answer with a drive of her own. McCarthy got the rebound with a whistle to follow. And Cuniff will re-end on the basketball. Morrison in no rush to get this across half court, now does so across the Bull logo. Cuniff swings it for McCarthy on the top of the key. Back to Riley Morgan, who had that nice drive a moment ago. Kaylee McCarthy now back out to Riley at the elbow. McCarthy drives in and finishes with the left. Under 90 seconds to go in the third quarter after the Kaylee McCarthy pop shot on the elbow block. The three goes up for Lexington. It rattles in and out. Offensive rebound. Inside, nice move. Layup isn't converted, and McCarthy comes away with the rebound.
McCarthy a big rebound. Let's see if she can get going on offense. Hasn't been her night so far.
Morgan now in the corner. Uses some motion from Morrison to get it back to McKenna now. Cuniff sets a screen. McKenna drives in, floats it up short off the rim. Out of bounds, Lexington ball.
What sort of adjustments is Steve Sullivan going to make in this one? Yes, it's a 15-point lead. Your team is dominating, but Lexington are just hanging in there. They're just staying attached, if you might say.
Jasmine Morgan and Haley Zwicker check back into the game with 46 seconds exactly as we get restarted here. Jacob able to drive past Zwicker, drops it off for a teammate. Amari Williams comes away with a stop on defense and the rebound. Outlet pass Zwicker right to a wide open Jasmine Morgan. Easy two.
Jasmine Morgan, the senior on senior night, hasn't played, like I said, as much as she wanted this season, but that's a big point there to step up big for her team.
Loose ball again. Amari Williams comes away with another rebound. And a hard pass to get it reset to Morrison. Amari ready to set the screen on the other end. Morrison pulls up deep from three. No good. Offensive board. Second chance doesn't go, but after three quarters, the Tanners very much in control up by 17, 44-27.
Yeah, Joey, it's been a great performance so far by the Tanners, up 17 against a 6 seed. It's pretty special what's happening with this team. But let's go down to Hadi Bilal. How can they sustain this lead?
Yeah, I think it's just doing what Coach Sullivan's just probably what's telling them in the timeout right now is just settle down. Don't take any bad undisciplined plays. Find your playmakers. Do what's right. And I think if you do all the right things, I think you should walk away with it. But obviously, there's a whole quarter left to play, and I like to always say anything can happen. It's not over till it's over. Not over till it's triple zeros on the clock. So they need to still be out there with their fast-paced offense and great defense so far. But otherwise, a great quarter, and they're extending the lead, and that's exactly what they want, and that's exactly what Coach Sullivan is probably liking so far.
Yeah, like you said, Hottie, triple zeros on the clock. That's something you're known for saying, and it's right. You can't give up till triple zeros hit that clock, and up 17, but you know how in basketball that could end fast. And I want to point out some players that are stepping up. We talked about players needing to step up. Only McKenna Morrison playing well through halftime, but you take a look at the roster. Riley Morgan has stepped up with a couple points. Jasmine Morgan with a couple points of her own, of course. Riley Morgan with 9 points. It's a big deal. Brooke Tuzlo with 5 points. And just a great effort so far by the Tanners, making it more a team-like display.
Especially under a Coach Sullivan team, I don't expect the effort to diminish one bit as we get later on in the game. Crinty now starting the first possession for Lexington. Now it goes out to Hamilton. Now back to Jacob outside Doyle for 3. It's good. The best possible start for Lexington with a 3 to start it off.
And you take a look at the Woburn 5 right now. They're starting with their starting lineup going into the fourth quarter. How will Coach Steve Sullivan rotate that into the end of the game?
Nice pass by McCarthy to Morgan. Morgan missed the initial shot. Another nice pass by McCarthy, leading to a Tuzalo pop shot for 2.
Morgan missed her shot, but did exactly what you need to do after a missed shot. Get the rebound, get it to her teammate, and McCarthy feeds it to Tuzalo for the quick 2. Impressive ball movement there by the Tanners.
Crinty tries a 3. That one's too long. Off the hands of Jacob and out of bounds. Tanners will have possession.
Sophia Olsen's going to check back into this game. The Tanners up 16 right now.
Hamilton also checking back in for Lexington as Morrison comes and receives the basketball. Goes right back to Riley Morgan. Morgan with some tough defense by Crinty. Crinty comes away with the basketball and pushes it ahead. Now it goes to Eliza Jacob, who's wide open on the mid-range. Can't knock down the jumper offensive board. Outside, the three-pointer goes up. No good, rebounded by Tuzlo. Morrison using a screen from McCarthy, backs it away. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebounded by Lexington.
Morrison's
Got a
doing
player
great
out of the play here.
Morrison doing great things in the second half, making things happen, rebounding the basketball and assisting. Hasn't really contributed with points so far, but head coach Steve Sullivan's going to call a timeout here, Joe.
McCarthy came away with a tough rebound on that last play. Hadi, you mentioned playing till triple zeros to start this fourth quarter. What do you like in the effort through the first 154?
You know, the effort is definitely there. I'm saying all that just for the reason that basketball is a game that ties can change very quickly, and all, like, you need to be on top of your game all the way until the very end. And it doesn't matter, you have a lead of 16 points. Things can flip just in an instant. That's just the way the game is. But overall, the girls are doing very well so far, maintaining their lead, maintaining the defense, ball discipline, and we saw a great play there. I want to highlight how they kept getting rebounds, passing on to a teammate, and they finally got the bucket. I think that was a great effort, great teammates, great just chemistry around with the team. But overall, they just need to continue doing that, take care of business, and all of a sudden they be walking out here with the win.
Yeah, Hadi, and like you said, great team effort, but it started early in this game. That's how they got out to the 16-point lead they've been sustaining ever since. The McKenna Morrison 3s and 2s. How can they bring it to the next level in these next 2 minutes? How can they close out this game and not let it get anywhere close as Morrison brings up the ball?
Morrison will take it under 6 minutes to go as we get across the timeline. In the corner it goes. Tuzalo swung for... That was Tuzalo. Cuniff was in the corner. Ball goes off a foot, and Morgan will inbound the ball back to Morrison. Morrison now looking to drive in the corner. Amari Williams overhead pass to Cuniff. Switching lanes. Tuzalo. Back to Morrison, using a screen from Jasmine Morgan. The free throw line floater is no good, and taken in by number 24. That is Or 14, that was Riley Hamilton.
Woburn foul number 5, Jasmine Morgan, her second foul. 2 shots for Crinty.
No good by Crinty on the first. And a 3-player substitution here by Coach Steve Sullivan. Riley Morgan, Shannon McCarthy, and Riley McCarthy. Crinty makes the second, making it 46-31. Cuniff on the elbow, goes inside to Shannon. Extra pass, Riley McCarthy. Ball knocked loose. She gets her own mistake and then gets fouled right away.
Once again, great effort from the Tanners just to keep that basketball, but once Lexington knocking on the door here, just consistently showing a lot of effort.
McCarthy now back into the post, looking to get to the left, no good. Offensive board, gets her own, puts it back up, no good. Now Lexington comes away with it. Doyle on the drive, now goes out to Crinty. Now Doyle back again. The jumper goes up by Jacob, short, offensive board. 8 on the shot clock. Doyle drives in, gets fouled. Shot doesn't go, but it's 2 free throws at the charity stripe.
Woburn foul number 31, Shannon McCarthy, her third foul. 2 shots for Doyle.
Of course, following this game, our sideline reporter, Hadi Bilal, will try to get an interview with one of the players or the coach and maybe a senior, actually, on senior night. We'll see.
Two made free throws there for Lexington, 46-33. Ball knocked away by Jacob, and she will back it away, now getting it back to the top of the key for Hamilton on the drive. McCarthy with a 2-hand block, but a foul.
Woburn foul number 15, Riley Morgan, her second foul.
Riley Morgan picks up the foul.
2 shots for Hamilton.
Shout out to the student section. They've been active all night long, of course, with the screams there on the free throws. But unfortunately, it didn't work as Lexington have cut this lead down to 11.
They both go down from the charity stripe. And now Riley Morgan gets it to McKenna Morrison, who floats it up. Shot no good. And a whistle and out of bounds. Cuniff can't believe it, but Lexington takes over.
Yeah, and Cuniff's been playing tough all night, just hasn't gotten the goods on offense, but her defense is never forgotten.
Jacob with it now, gets it to Crinty. Jacob now going one-on-one with Morgan. Outside to Doyle, guarded by McCarthy, back to Crinty. Doyle open in the corner, the 3 goes up, no good. Fight for the rebound, Lexington comes away with an offensive board. McCarthy tried to rip it away, but it'll go off of her and out of bounds. Or off of Cuniff, it seems, as she was on the floor. And a whistle, and Lexington will have possession after the break.
Yeah, Lexington have really been fighting, the chipping away, and sometimes chipping away in a basketball game changes to a big run, and that's what the Tanners need to avoid. That's what head coach Steve Sullivan needs to avoid. Hadi, let's go to you. If you were Steve Sullivan right now in that huddle, what would you be saying to your team?
Yeah, no, at this point, you could kind of feel Lexington kind of chipping away just ever so slightly, but if they can just keep on doing what they've been doing, keeping the ball disciplined and maintaining the teamwork that they have around the court right now, both sides of the ball, they just need to keep on taking care of business, and all of a sudden, they just be walking out here with the win. So they just need to take care of business and just finish the deal.
3 minutes and 7 seconds away from their 12th overall win are the Lady Tanners, looking to remain in that top 5 in Division 1.
Yep, and the Tanners, this would be a massive win. You know how the power rankings work in MIAA. There's a lot of math to be done, but opponent ranking matters, and this is a big game for opponent ranking with a 6th seed, and a big win of 10 would be huge for them in the standings to confirm 3 home playoff games.
Outside Cretini. Back inside, nice cut there. Morrison forced to commit a foul. The 3 goes up from Lexington, no good off the mark. Offensive rebound back out to number 14, Hamilton, who knocks down the 3. And we've got a game here, folks, for the final 2.5 minutes.
It's got close here fast, and Lexington now fought all the way to the wire. They could have given up down 15 a couple minutes ago, but they're here only down 8.
Morrison gets fouled as she drives.
Lexington foul number 20, 48, for second foul.
They rule the foul on the floor. Cuniff will inbound. Tanners run a stack play here. Inside, McCarthy floats it up to Soft, gets her own more rebound. Loose ball again, and Jacob comes away with a steal. A chance to get within at most 5 if you're Lexington here. Crinty drives in, back out. The 3 goes up, rattles out. Kaylee McCarthy with a massive rebound.
Yeah, massive rebound from the young sophomore there. Kaylee McCarthy holding the basketball like it's her baby, as the Tanners need to just continue holding the basketball for as long as possible, because this Lexington team is hot on offense right now.
Morrison using a McCarthy screen, drives in, now looks to back it out, goes back to Shannon. They fake the dribble handoff, McCarthy posts up, working through some tough defense, gets fouled, but it's a traveling violation. Rather, no foul, they'll call it just a travel, and with 1:24, Lexington has another chance to cut into this lead. Coach Sullivan, to be safe, will call a timeout and figure out the defense for this final 1:24.
Yeah, this is key, Joey. You know, you're down 8. You're up 8, my apologies. 1:24 left and a defensive possession. It's key. You have to stop this possession. And Lexington have a lot of momentum right now. They've come back down 15 and they've got it going. So let's go down to Hadi. How do you stop this Lexington momentum and just squeeze out a win here?
Yeah, no, I think you just said that. It's just trying to squeeze out a win. You could feel them chipping away at the momentum and how they're playing, and the defense is kind of let up a few here and there, but ultimately just trying to just lock down on that defense, and all in all, just finish the game strong. Still a little over a minute left. The defense just is probably the main point of concern for Coach Sullivan right now, but otherwise, just focus on that weakness. Also, when you're on offense, making sure you have good ball control with your teammates, and you should be walking out here with the win. But it's still 1 minute 24. See what Coach Sullivan has and what adjustments he's made in these last few seconds of this game.
Thank you for that, honey. And I like how you said earlier as well that even though it looks like a little bit of time on the clock, that can be a lot of time in the sport of basketball. As we are now under 100 seconds to go in the ball game. Jacob into the corner for Hamilton, who's looking to drive, shut down by Morrison. Outside, ball loose. Cuniff hits the floor. Tried to rip it away. Doyle has it now as we approach 1 minute to go.
Time is Lexington's enemy right now, as Woburn just need to take all the time they can. As Lexington still struggle to find a shot, blocked by McCarthy.
Blocked by McCarthy as time expires on the shot clock. 35-second violation, 48.4 to go.
Just a big play defensively by Shannon McCarthy. Wow, that's a big game player and a big game moment there for McCarthy.
As Morrison just lost the ball on that dribble, and it'll give Lexington a free possession on their offensive side of the floor. Ball goes inside to Hamilton. Extra pass, Crinty inside, back to Hamilton. Floats it up. Shot doesn't go. Tanners need a rebound. Riley Morgan hits the floor. Jump ball is called.
Just the fight of this team, Joey. They want every single win. They want to win every game. As just the fight to get down and dirty on the floor there and just get the ball back.
A timeout here with 31.6 seconds to go. 46-38 the score from Carl J. Torres Gymnasium on this senior night. Once again, 10 seniors between these two basketball teams of Woburn being honored tonight.
And I think, Joe, you go to the boys' game and you credit some of the seniors there, Dom Caffarella, Gio Desir, but I think the senior to focus on tonight has been Riley Morgan. She's fought hard on defense, and she's added a couple points to that too. So a great performance from her, but this game is getting close, and they need to perform down the stretch. Hottie, if you're the Tanners here, 31.6 seconds left to go. What are you doing with the basketball?
Yeah, and I mean, just what I've been saying, just playing that lockdown defense. I think you just turn the ball over there in inbound right there. But overall, though, that's a little undisciplined. But making sure you can get out of the press, and overall, just keeping the ball to yourself, keep the ball away from Lexington. Or if Lexington does have the ball, making sure that they take as much time as possible before they have an opportunity to take a shot.
Thank you, Huddy. Ball goes right back into McKenna Morrison, and she's immediately fouled. Ball goes into the Tanners. That's a nice press by the Minutewoman, but instead it gets out to Riley Morgan, and she gets fouled. That is the fourth foul on Lexington as a team.
Morgan, with that break of the press, I believe pretty much cements the Tanners with a win here if they can inbound this basketball.
They do so. Morrison going one-on-one.
Lexington not fouling the basketball here.
And that is how the game will end. Lexington does not decide to foul. The Tanners come away with an 8-point win. The offense slowed down there towards the end, but the Tanners able to salvage a 1-1 split on the doubleheader on senior night. Tanners solidify their spot in the top 5 of Division 1 with a 46-38 victory. That's their 12th victory on the season. And we will now go down to Huddy Bilal in a moment for a post-game interview and some final thoughts.
But now we're here and just waiting for that. But just a great performance from the Tanners today. Shout out to the seniors; they've done a great job, and just proud as seniors to see this great performance and a win on the girls' side, and just a tough performance on the boys' side. So in a couple seconds, we'll get Hadi Bilal down with an interview with Riley Morgan. But Joey, just a couple final thoughts.
Again, more of the same for the Lady Tanners. Continue to be undefeated in the Middlesex League, and they're going to be scary as we head into the playoff time of year. But of course, it's all going to connect back to the later on in the season you go. Or will you get a third matchup, creating a trilogy against Bishop Fien?
Yeah, and it's all going to come down to how can they perform in those later rounds of the tournament. And I think a definer of that is that Comcast tournament. How can they perform in the Comcast tournament in a couple weeks? Because those are some good teams that Woburn are going to be playing. So just ready to see that. Just ready to see some more action, because this is the last time we will see our audience until then.
I don't think there could be a better way to get prepared for the postseason rather than that Comcast tournament. But we'll be sure to find out sooner or later. Now we'll head down to Hadi Bilal alongside Riley Morgan for some post-game thoughts.
All right, thank you, Joey. So I'm here with Riley Morgan, probably the player of the game right here. So Riley, we came out here with sort of like a really fast-paced offense in the very beginning. What was said in pregame to really get that going?
We really wanted to come out with a lot of energy senior night. You know, we already beat Lexington, but we knew they were going to be coming for us, so we wanted to have the energy. So. Yeah. So you kind of went to my second question about senior night. So how did that kind of affect your game here tonight? You know, the whole team was ready to play. We were all excited for all of our seniors to get in the game, so yeah, we were really focused on that.
Yeah, and overall, this is the last home game, obviously, but we have a next few games away for the last game, kind of like a final game stretch to finish off the season. How are you feeling about these last few games?
They're definitely going to be challenging, but we're going to be ready. We're going to keep working at practice and be ready for them. So.
All right, thank you, Riley.
Thank you.
Back to Joey.
Riley, congratulations on your senior night victory. Once again, we'll be back for the Comcast tournament coverage of Woburn's action. Your final score from Carl J. Torres Gymnasium for girls basketball. The Tanners come away with a 46-38 victory. I am Joey Matroni alongside Zeke Altman, signing off for all of our crew here tonight and wishing you a good rest of your night.